If Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not right.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at it.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motive. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Just like a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with viewing for free. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
All right, Tommy. If you ask, no more quibbling with Leroy today. What's up, everybody?
Lie.
Welcome on in. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560. Take you up till 2 o'clock. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. You guys can come watch the show and be involved in the show. You can join the chat and maybe we'll get points. Who knows? Maybe we'll take points away today. Maybe we'll be a lot stricter, Marcos, with some -1s. I don't know.
I'm ready to fire them
Keep
off.
these YouTubers and Twitchers in line. You know what I'm saying?
-1.
That's what I'm talking about right there. You guys can also get us on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, and stream us on 560 WQM, the channel there. Or maybe you got regular old radio. You know, maybe you got the old crackle of AM just to comfort you like a warm fire here on this beautiful Tuesday. How was everybody's you got all these doomsday planners ruining your week? Is that what?
Yes,
Yeah,
dude.
you know,
I am. If you can, after the show, Tobin, if you can help me push my car to the nearest
Is
gas
that what you
station.
need?
I need.
You came here on fumes.
I did. I was looking, but it's just I don't have time for these lines, dude.
These
It's
lines
not a
are
hurricane.
crazy. The lines are
Dude.
crazy.
I have 40 miles to empty,
Wow.
and it don't help that I drive a beast,
Yep.
a
guzzler.
gas guzzler.
A little guzzler.
And so I've seen a couple of lines, and I'm like Marcos. Oh no, I get the next one. I ain't waiting.
Yeah.
I like my time is too important, especially now.
I was stunned yesterday because like J-Vig was the first one to mention us about the whole gas thing and it being a thing.
And then when you checked, everybody had the red plastic over their knobs.
Dude, I was like, oh, cool. Nobody's there. It was like, it was just
Those-
like tumbleweeds just running through, just
Right.
nothing but gas covers all over the place. And so, yeah, that got down here quick. And then it was like, I was like, okay, it's kind of rush hour. You know, everybody's getting home. I was coming home from jiu-jitsu. Everybody's still out. I was like, I'll go out a little later. Nobody will be out. Wrong. Even the stations that were like a little bit smaller emptied. I finally found one by accident, kind of, where the line wasn't too bad. They just seemed like I had a better system rolling because this real Wawa, it was like a Disney ride. It was ridiculous.
They're flagging people over. Look,
Yeah,
somebody out front.
It was terrible. But this one, so I was driving back. I was like, all right, screw it. I guess I'll just do the show from home tomorrow, whatever. And I just ended up in a line that wasn't very long. So I was able to get it within like, I don't know, 15 minutes yesterday. Not too bad.
Well, you
But-
also up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, dude, but I'm telling you, it hit them too. Like there were probably two gas stations by the time I was out that still had gas. One was a Wawa, was crazy, and then this was I think it was a Scheller or a Sunoco. Who the hell can keep track? But no, man, it's been wild.
Somebody said gas buddy, but here's the trick, and here's the problem. If you use an app that lets you know who has gas, by the time you get there, they could be out.
That's true.
And
That's true.
and so it sucks. You almost have to come across one. I even tried the expensive gas station around my house that nobody uses because the gas costs too damn much.
It's a pretty crazy thing, but the thing that's wild about it is I find it strange that I guess it's just because the shipment's going to get in because it's like it was even like there's
No, the trucks are waiting. They just can't get.
They just can't get it.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts.
So like they showed pictures of just a mile long of just gas trucks waiting for gas. I guess down at the port.
Well, there was one thing that was I definitely saw some people that were going to hustle some people, which was kind of wild because I was like, I was passing one station on my way to take my son to BJJ, and then like I come back and then I see people there. I was like, oh, did they get gas? Great, I'll just zoom in. It's like the closest one to my house, and I just saw people. They were like filling their tanks, but it was like with the diesel gas, and I'm like, those guys are definitely hustling some people.
What?
They were like filling containers full of like diesel gas, like one of the ones that doesn't work for normal cars, just works for trucks. I'm like, well, why would they do that? I'm like, they definitely have some kind of hustle that's going on. That's definitely because I'm telling you, there were multiple cars that were trying to fill like tanks to bring to places.
I think my wife can get it at work. They have a gas tank at where she works, where they just get it filled every month or whatever. But I don't know if it's diesel. So, but yeah, it's brutal. It's rough out there, folks.
It's rough. Dude.
It's rough. Them streets is rough.
Somebody says turnpike rest stops always have gas. I would imagine they have a big supply, but you know what? It was a gamble for me because the closest turnpike going south, that was right about the borderline of what my mileage said. So
see, you can't play that game either.
That was a roll of the dice, dude.
That's the other game you play. If you think that there's a spot where you can get gas and you drive there and use your last little bit of gas to get there. Yeah, because J-Fig says, I literally have enough gas to go get gas. And I'm like, you got to choose wisely, J-Fig, because if you venture off in the Kindle somewhere.
I don't know how this is going to go. I was like, so is today, is it going to be worse or is the gas going to start getting out today? Because I'm confused. Like, because it just feels like as more news of the panic buying spreads, it's like the toilet paper thing.
Was that a tropical storm?
What, that hit us?
Yeah.
No, because I think tropical storm has to do with winds.
No. Tropical storm is just it doesn't really it's not really the winds.
No, it is.
It's just
tropical storm, like tropical storm.
Oh, once it gets over a certain amount, then what do you call it? Because it rained more than a damn hurricane.
It was severe thunderstorms. Or I guess they would call it like a storm surge.
I don't know. Storm surge has to do with the water, you clown.
And okay, my guy. And like what has happened over these last few days? Has it not been flooding all over the place?
But the surge has more to do with the wind than the rain.
What?
Storm surge has to do with the water, the winds blowing the water off the Atlantic.
I'm taking you off weather.
I'm telling you.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I am 100% accurate.
You barely.
Storm surge is the wind blowing the water into the streets. It's not the rain.
Text right,
you idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. Don't leave the weather to me. You leave the weather to me.
Fine, give us some weather from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
It is a beautiful day to go wait in the gas line. It's like 75 degrees. Winds are 10 to 15 miles an hour. What a lovely, cool day this morning. However, don't get used to it. My sources have told me more rain is on the way.
Yeah, it's that time. Let's see what this guy wants.
Hey, man, I'm going to give you all a weather lesson.
All right.
That is a subtropical system that came through here. It was a frontal boundary. Tropical storms come from the ocean. This came from up north. This is where warm air from down south meets the cold air coming from up north, and it forms these systems. It is a subtropical system.
You're a weatherman,
yes,
dude?
Leroy. No, I studied meteorology in the Marine Corps, though.
Wow.
20-some years ago.
Wow.
Leroy, about storm surge. Storm surge is when the wind pushes the surf up into the city. That is storm surge.
I'm not sure though. Like, you never like, dude. Like, all respect. I mean, thank you for your service. But like,
let me tell you something, you jackass. I had to listen to that nonsense when my good friend talking about reading the toes, and you ran with it. Now we got a professional that.
I don't know. He's not a professional. He's not a professional. He just studied it.
20 years.
Yeah, what was he on Marine channel?
Hey. -1 for questioning the radio
make sure there
weatherman.
aren't any Marines in here to kick my ass.
Yeah, I'll make sure. I'll tell security.
-1.
So it was a subtropical storm, not a tropical storm.
Well, it kind of sounds like I was closer than you then.
All I got from that is the North is to blame for this. Those bastards in the Northeast
Well,
sent
they
this
were
down
to
to
blame
us.
last night too, because the Boston Bruins they're up 1-0 on the Panthers.
Yeah, so much for this flu, huh?
Yeah, that was annoying yesterday.
Yeah, that was.
They didn't play that good.
Yeah, I can tell social media. I went to the Panthers social media last night for updates, and I saw nothing. I was like, that can't be good.
Wait, what?
I saw
You
nothing.
just went to like
dude.
you went to their Twitter page?
Yeah, I went to their Instagram, and I was like, oh, let me see. You know, they usually have highlights, and they're like, we're getting ready to start. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't.
It was just not a great game all around from that, and not great because their even Boston's coach was like, yeah, we didn't play that great. I was like, oh well, that's not good. I don't want to blow that game.
That's not good.
You know what? It's like when the Heat in game 1 they started off. It's like, well, you better win this game because you're playing awesome. But the Panthers, like, oh, you're taking on an opponent. They're not playing that great. They're this juggernaut. You lost the stinker?
Yeah.
That doesn't make me feel too good.
Are we impressed with the Sacramento Kings yet? Or is it more true to form that the Warriors haven't won anything on the road, so it's not out of the question that they would lose the first 2 on the road?
No, I think you got to give the Kings credit. The Kings are playing. The Kings are playing
good, except for Karate.
Yeah, except for old Stomping McGee over there.
I mean, what was that?
I mean, you talk about 2 guys who are like I don't really know who to root for because I do not like Sabonis. I'm not a fan. Oh, Sabonis and his face.
You don't even watch him play.
Dude,
he plays on the West Coast.
First of all, I watched Sabonis more than anybody because he was an Indiana. I know nobody realizes this because he's a cute King story now. He was a Pacer for like 100 years.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate Sabonis. I didn't like him when he's on the Pacers.
You hate the Pacers or Sabonis?
Oh, I hate Sabonis.
Okay.
I hate the Pacers too, but I hate Sabonis. I hate his face. And Bam always took his lunch money. I mean, just cooked him every single time. And now they're acting like the Sabonis. He has one cute King story, and they act like he's God's gift to basketball. But he's a dirty smug.
Wait a minute. You know, they did the same thing with Julius Randle.
What are you talking about?
When he went to New York.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden he was God's gift to basketball. They did the same thing.
So doesn't make that right either.
Okay. All right, I'm just saying, like they do it all the time.
Nah, but like everybody's acting like this Sabonis was just dropped out of the sky. Like he's been around forever. He's doing his thing.
Man.
Good for him. You act like he's the only big man in the league who can pass.
Can I just say, your petty is real strong this morning at 10:15.
Go grab somebody's ankle, dude. What are you, Kurt
He
Angle?
grabbed his ankle?
Yes. What do you think he did it for no reason?
Did that warrant a judo kick?
What are you supposed to do? Probably a little excessive.
But a little excessive. He curb stomped him.
I didn't think you were going to come out defending Draymond Green.
Right.
Look, he stomped on his chest, dude.
This is the one time I'm going to say this and say this only. I cannot believe my boy is agreeing with Solana.
What do you mean?
Solana said the same thing you just said.
What did he say?
That I'm defending Draymond Green in this.
Wow.
I don't think what Draymond Green did was right, but I also don't think what Domantas Sabonis did was right. I think that you should keep your keep your hands to yourself. Two wrongs don't make it right.
Huh.
This is simple, basic things you learn as a child.
Was it equal though? I don't think it was equal.
Here, can I just say this? When you fall and somebody's walking over you or jumping over you, the first thing you do is grab because you don't want that person to step on you or whatever. Okay? I'm just telling you, when somebody walks over you like that, you're like protecting yourself.
Look,
now there was no reason why he had to curb stomp him.
What was he supposed to do?
Pull out. Just pull a leg out.
I don't know, dude.
He could have
tripped over him. Wait, first of all, he jumped higher. Wait, he jumped higher than he's jumped in the last 5 years and then stomped. He could have easily just jumped and got out.
You're acting like he was Khabib jumping off the cage.
He was.
No, he wasn't. It was a little tap dance. No big deal.
With a size 15 foot.
You know, Sabonis, You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Wow.
What's a stupid prize? Broken ribs?
Yeah, shouldn't have grabbed his leg. Let him
Oh
go.
my goodness, you are out of
I'm
what?
sorry. I didn't realize. Like,
So because he grabbed his leg, he deserved to get curb stomped.
it was excessive, but
Okay,
so
that's the point. That's the only point
but
needs
they were
to be
both
made.
wrong. But
Hey.
they were both wrong.
They're not both equally wrong, though.
They are
you
both
know?
equally wrong.
It's almost like,
Oh,
you know,
really?
I cut you in line, so you blow up my car. Like, that's not equal.
Right, yes,
Not
yes.
He's fine. Sabonis is fine. He does the same thing
That's
every
it.
time.
That's
like
it right there.
like
That's
when
a
Bam-
perfect.
No, it's just like when Bam dunked on his face. And he's like, oh, poor me.
Hey,
He whines to the
hey,
refs. The refs call the
so-
charge, and they have to go to review.
So
This Sabonis has been a whiner his entire career.
if it was somebody who you liked, you would take a different approach. I can almost guarantee it.
I can't play hypotheticals. This is the play.
Oh.
It's hard to say. I don't know. If he did that to Bam, would I be happy? Probably not. Welcome to sports. That's my guy. But like, he didn't do it to my guy.
Welcome to
He did it.
sports.
He did it to a sourpuss and Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah, I now know that
You-
this goes back to the poster that Bam Adebayo had on Sabonis 2 years ago that they
You
called a
know-
foul.
Yeah, they ruined it. And eventually, they went to review and they right the
Yeah.
wrong. But like, because the Sabonis is such a big baby when he falls.
Oh my goodness. You
Bam just put it on him.
wait. This is a new low for you.
It's not a new low.
You've taken your petty to the West Coast.
Look, I get it. It's I'm defending the repeat offender.
Right.
He's got a horrible resume. I
Right.
understand.
But you still just bypass that because you don't like Sabonis.
It's not that I'm bypassing it.
Yes,
It's like,
you are.
I get it.
If we had history, if we have history to view, okay, Draymond Green was excessive because he's been excessive his whole career.
That's true.
So
I would venture to guess he's probably going to get suspended for it. He probably deserves it. But that being said,
Okay.
I kind of get why he did it. That's all.
Dude, you are not being reasonable at all. Nobody should get curb stomped. He jumped.
Oh, stop.
It wasn't just a walkover.
Stop acting like Domantas Sabonis is like the size of Wes Welker.
It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, a size 15 or 16 foot in your chest, don't matter how tall you are, if you laying flat on your back.
Okay, well, you want to
You're
know
about a foot tall, 12 inches. This how tall you are when you laying on your back.
my counter to that would be, if you realize the foot's so damn big, don't grab it. Leave it alone.
It's a natural reaction. When
It's
somebody's
not a natural
walking over.
reaction.
It
You're
is.
not Hoist Gracie. Sitting here, he's trying to do a heel hook.
Oh, so you were making him sound like you're gonna put him in a figure four or
No,
something.
what is he doing? Like, just let him go.
All right.
Sabonis. Same
Yep.
thing. Same act. New team, same act. Same dumb hair.
Oh my goodness, you are something. So you have basically defended a repeat felon, a repeat aggressor.
Everybody deserves a defense.
Okay, listen, better call Saul. You ain't getting no phone calls to protect nobody. Who you gonna protect just based on petty?
Good point by V21. Why would he grab Draymond's foot of all people? That is a stupid move.
Did you think he knew it was Draymond, or did you see a big ass foot?
Oh, come on, dude. He knew who it was.
This seem to be having a lot of planning, a lot of figuring out that quick and moment in time.
Oh, so let me get this straight. So Sabonis, he's just allowed to do something in a flash moment. He doesn't know who it is, but Draymond can't.
You can't step on a guy after jumping 5 feet in the air.
He didn't jump 5 in the air. You're overselling it.
Look at the replay.
Marcos,
Marcos,
no,
Marcos,
I'm not gonna
look
listen
at
to
the
that.
replay and
I'm not
look
gonna
at how he jumped.
Jumped off the top rope.
You're
dude.
acting like he's Hulk Hogan with the leg drop.
He was Rob Van Dam, 5-star frog splashing off the top.
Can we show that or no?
Can we show the video? No, we can't show that.
Oh, what the hell?
I've seen it. I know what it is.
No, but you can't be the arbiter in this because you don't like Sabonis.
No, I can't be the arbiter in this because you don't want me to be proven right, which is you're overselling it. It was a little tappy tap, 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 taparoo. And Sabonis is fine.
I tell you what. You know who could be an arbiter? Send a video to JFig
Why?
so she can see it.
I mean, you know, you're talking about somebody who goes excessive punishment. Ask Washington. Those headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
I got
Send it
this.
to her. She'll be the arbiter.
WQAM broadcasting
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Want to let you guys know Dave and Buster's month rolls on here, continues. We've got your chance to win a $250 gift card to Dave and Buster's to watch the NBA and NHL playoffs and more. Go to WQAM.com and enter on the contest page. If you win, you can go to Dave and Buster's with your gift card and have a party. All on us, Dave and Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave and Buster's in Hollywood. Might want to go there, by the way, to mention the headlines. Might want to go there, watch the Marlins. Marlins kind of cooking right now.
Yeah.
Kind of cooking right now.
You know what?
Kind of cooking right now.
This
And
is
Jorge-
like cooking a nice breakfast because they're getting hot early instead of lunch or dinner. So it's
Jorge-
exciting.
Jorge
Without their star.
What?
Without Sandy pitching well.
I mean, don't act like he's not there. I mean, you know.
No, he's not pitching well.
Jorge Soler yesterday had a pinch hit 2-run homer to give the Marlins a win over the Giants. And I think it's 5 out of 6 now for the Fish, you know, and, Jesus Luzardo, he was all right yesterday, you know, so it was really the bullpen coming through for them and a big
Is he
pinch
undefeated?
hit. Who?
Jesus?
Yes, because he
Nice.
didn't get the loss yesterday.
I'll take it.
What?
He's undefeated though, right?
He is undefeated.
3-0.
Yes.
Nice. A good start to the season. I mean,
It is a good start to the season.
Sandy obviously is your horse.
Why are you dismissing it, Trevor? I don't really
you know.
understand. Like, is this some Bartman Cubs hate that you have going on right
He
now?
ain't no Justin Steele, who's amazing.
I
bro.
mean, I don't know who that is.
Steele?
Justin Steele,
What
you
is
know,
that,
you're
dude?
stealing the limelight over here is what you're doing.
Guy's
I don't know
making
what you're
up
talking.
names.
You know what apparently went through, Leroy, by the way, yesterday. We were talking about this with Trevor on the way in. Apparently the Marlins had sent out some kind of graphic the other day that they were going to have a Steve Bartman day at the Marlins Cubs series, which, man, that would be awesome if that did happen. I don't believe Steve Bartman would ever go along with it because I feel like he would already be revealed. He still lives in shame, even though the Cubs did win a World Series. I don't know why Bartman can't just go live his life now, even though it's not his fault.
Didn't the Cubs try to bring him to the celebration? And
Yeah,
he turned
he
it
just-
down.
Just lives away. Listen, I mean, he was at a baseball game by himself wearing headphones. I mean, he was probably not a social guy as it was. Then make him the most infamous sports fan ever and see how that
Right.
goes for him. But apparently the Marlins said it was a mistake. They were not doing that. I think they should fix this mistake
Hey,
and make.
they've made mistakes before.
They have, like announcing
Okay,
Muhammad Ali's
like-
death before anybody else knew.
Yep. Or having a closed building and opening it up for rain.
Hmm.
So let's not. Now, it wouldn't be as extreme as Martin Luther King with the glove on,
FSU, of course.
FSU. Right.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't see the harm in it. Make some fun. That's the ultimate troll.
But
Job,
yeah, man, Marlins are kind of cooking. Jorge Soler is mashing. All he hits is doubles and home runs or strikes out.
Or strikes out.
You know what? He's hitting a lot of them so far. So he's doing his thing. Arias yesterday with another big hit. That guy he continues to
He
kill it.
doesn't like all he does is hit the ball. He may not get on base, but the guy always makes contact.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's getting on base. He's
is.
been absolutely fantastic so far. So nice start for the Fish. Shout out.
Shout out.
A lot of text rolling in on the Draymond Green thing. A lot of them.
You're wrong. That's what they're both saying, right?
Texter writes, since Sabonis did to Draymond what Draymond does to everybody else, he instigated the instigator. Agreed. This guy says, had Draymond done that to Bam, Tobin would have hell to pay for Draymond. I'm not disagreeing with you. Look, if you're a Kings fan, sure, be pissed today. I'm just trying to give this. I understand it, like where sports fandom will cloud you here, but I think both guys are. Can we ever just have a controversy where both guys are wrong?
You did not. Hold on. You are a fraud.
I'm not a
You
fraud.
did not say that from the beginning.
Literally said it from the beginning that
No,
Draymond
you
shouldn't
didn't.
have done that. Literally said it from the beginning. You weren't listening then because you were too busy. You were too busy defending your poor sweet Sabonis.
I wasn't defending anybody. I just don't think anybody should be curb stomped.
Okay, dude, can I just say I'm gonna be honest with you here. We give these Euros a pass. We do.
No, we don't.
We do.
Whoa.
Yeah, we do.
Whoa.
Same thing happened. No. Same thing happened with the Joker. Same thing happened with the Joker. That
that's true,
dude
though. No, that's
ended
true.
Markieff Morris's season,
Yep.
basically.
Possibly his career.
Not a peep about it.
That's true.
Not a peep about it.
Mhm.
They get to go around here willy-nilly. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there, buddy.
Yeah. Goran slapped Ben Simmons.
Listen, I love Goran Dragic. I love him. This Goran Dragic, instigator, dude. And then what does he do? He gives you those doughy, adorable eyes, and you're like, hey, it's okay, Gogi. You do what you want, buddy. I'm telling you, this Sabonis, he's no good. He's got that. He had menacing intentions. He did a dirty move. Draymond did a dirtier move, but it doesn't absolve you of being dirty.
Unless your interactions are with a known dirty repeater.
Yeah, the dirtiest repeater. But listen, you should have realized that. Oh, this was a grave mistake. But I'm not going to sit here. You don't get to sit here and play innocent. Don't be, oh, what happened? Oh, boo. I know what happened. That feathery Sabonis hair that everybody's gonna give him a pass for.
Wow.
What?
I cannot believe this.
It's true, dude.
All right.
It's true. All the time. Oh, what happened, buddy? Oh, sorry, Draymond. Big mistake. Sure it was, dude. Sure. Just a big misunderstanding. Listen, if you're going to go for somebody, I guess you go for the guy that you know your reputation. He'll get the blame.
Oh, you just not letting it go.
No, I think it's ridiculous. Let's have both adults, which they are both adults, take some accountability.
So,
when you have these altercations, the guy who is damaged the most is the guy that gets the sympathy. In a fight, in anything.
What about
nobody
the guy who
cares?
started it?
Nobody cares what started it. Nobody cares about any of that. If somebody gets hurt, that person automatically gets the benefit of the doubt. That's just
remember your guy Myles Garrett when he ripped off Mason Rudolph's helmet, and everybody's like, "Oh, you can't do that." Well, what did Mason Rudolph do? What did he do?
He went
What
after
did he
him.
do? What did he do? That's what I want to know. Let's not
went-
act like he just came out of nowhere.
I know, but guess what? Who got the suspension? Who got the suspension?
Garrett.
Okay. There.
Ridiculous.
You just made. By the way, great job making my point for me.
No, but it was stupid. But
guess what?
Who did you defend? But who did you defend?
I defended Myles Garrett.
Okay.
whoa.
Well,
we got a double box going on. No, we got a double box going on.
There's a
double box.
difference. Get back over here, you fraud. So there's a difference.
Support you for the boxing dance.
Here's the difference. Okay.
Yeah.
If Sabonis had gotten up and chased Draymond, and then they got into it and he got a two-piece, right? Then I could see that. But that wasn't the situation right there where, first of all, Mason Rudolph went after Myles Garrett. He didn't just let it die.
Mhm.
And he's a quarterback. So he's supposed to be calm, cool, and collected. So there is a difference.
Fine point by the texter. But Sabonis was born in the U.S.
Okay.
Fair point.
All right.
-1.
Fair point. You know what I mean, dude. You know what I mean. Old technicality, Tommy. I know what you know what I mean, dude.
Oh, I think maybe you should at least have a little bit of facts.
I forgot. I know his dad played in the league. His dad was a good player. It's scary. Scary. Looks like a giant.
Sabonis, though, T-Rex arms, dude. 7'1" height, wingspan 6'11". I don't know. Maybe that was his problem. He needed help getting up. He has such small arms for a 7-footer.
Take a quick break. Back with more after this. 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. Hey, we want to give you a chance to head to Las Vegas to see legendary magician, extreme illusionist, and stunt artist David Blaine in his first ever residency in Las Vegas. David Blaine Spades, exclusively at Resorts World Theater. Here's how you can win a trip to see him. You go to the Odyssey app, you log in, you listen to WQAM, or go to WQAM.com and listen. You get one entry for every hour that you listen to us. The more you listen to WQAM, the more chance you have to win. David Blaine Spades is playing April 28th through July 15th. The tickets are on sale now at rwlasvegas.com or axs.com. Miami Heat will be on the practice floor today. Game 2 is tomorrow night, late start, 9 o'clock from the Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee. So we'll figure out and see if we have any idea who is going to start in place of Tyler Herro or how they figure out how to replace Tyler Herro.
You think they'll give an idea? He probably won't, right?
Nah, it's Spo.
Yeah. I figured as much.
Spo loves to keep it close to the vest, And I guess you would. I mean, if you're why would you tell him if you're scouting for, Kevin Love, or if he's going to start Duncan Robinson? He's not going to start Duncan Robinson, is he? He should. Just go bombs away again. Let's see if it works. Let's see what he's got. Give old Dunks the start. See if he's bombs away, gets off on a heater. Why not? Let's have some fun, baby. Lucy goes, the house money game. It's a house money game.
I don't think you should look at it like that. You try to win as many games as you can and don't go into a situation thinking if we lose, it's okay.
Yeah, but they're all going to say that.
But still, man, I don't like that thought process.
I know you don't like that thought process. I'm just letting you know, as soon as they lose that game, if they lose that game, that is going to be the first thing that we came and we did what we were supposed to do. Did what we had to do. Same thing when they win the home games. We did what we were supposed to do.
Right.
They do the same thing all the time. But I'm curious if they'll go that route when it comes to dunks. It's a huge thing. It's 20 points a game. It's just like, and the thing that's going to piss you off is I get it. Giannis is banged up. I'm not going to have the Reggie Miller debate, but it is going to be one of these things that nationally is going to be looked upon as, the Heat lost one of their leading scorers. Whatevs. Because, the Heat didn't have this season that was up to snuff, but this isn't a major loss for Miami. Now, is it the loss they could maybe make up for out of any of their top guys? I would say probably. If you told me Bam was out, man, I think they'd be cooked. Jimmy, obviously. Let's not even have that debate. So, if you told me they still have a chance with one of their top guys going down, I guess Tyler's the guy, but it's still a huge uphill battle.
Yeah, I think you need your production from Bam and Jimmy and one of 4 other guys that would normally be Tyler. But you have 3 or 4 other guys that can do what Tyler does and have done it. And then you figure your others, when you talk about, can Caleb give me double digits? Can K-Love make 2 or 3 threes? Now you're starting to, you're not going to do it just with one guy, but everybody can lift it up a little bit. And sometimes it's better when it comes from a lot of different places. So if you make up that 20, but it comes 10 from here, 5 from here, 8 from there, right? You might be better off because now you're showing a little sign of depth versus just relying on Tyler, Bam, and Jimmy.
Yeah, and especially if it's in the flow of things. Tyler kind of needs, he'll have his times where he needs the screen to create. He needs a lot of people to get himself open. Now, he does have that, those beautiful spots on the floor, which in a series like this, he could be effective. But I think this is gonna put Miami in a spot where they're probably gonna put guys out there that are gonna spread the floor even more, because look, Spo would like him to shoot more. He would like him to by shoot, I mean shoot threes. This is likely. It's likely he's going to be in there with a guy who's just basically going to be sitting on, in a 3-point spot to get from Bam or Jimmy. Which, by the way, can we just talk about something for a second? This Caleb Martin. How does he keep stepping on that 3-point line? We got 2 things on this team that keep happening. Max Strus stepping out of bounds,
allegedly,
This last one seemed pretty,
yeah, it was pretty,
but
pretty cut and dry.
this Caleb Martin, he keeps putting the toe on the 3-point line. He's done it, has to be a dozen times this year. It's incredible. He makes it every time, by the way. But you're like, he's just leaving he's just leaving an extra point with a toe every single time.
You know what bothers me more than that? Guys stepping on out of bounds line in the corner.
Yeah, just with an extras.
I mean, I get it.
I think we
I
need
can
to
see
extend the court.
Just make it bigger.
Just make it a little bit bigger, dude.
These are big shoes.
I mean, look, but that's what I'm saying. If you got guys with 15, 16, 17 feet, 17 size feet standing in the corner, he ain't got no room to shoot the three. He got to do tippy toe.
It's kind of crazy. Like you just stay at the same place the entire time. Why haven't they? They should widen it just a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
Foot on each side.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna hurt nothing.
What's the harm? Who's it gonna?
About 20,000 a game.
No.
Because you got to remove a row.
Scoot it back. We'll scoot. We'll figure it out. I feel like there's enough. I'm just talking like 6 inches. We can't figure that out.
I'm trying to find the distance right now because I feel like if they put their foot all the way down, they're touching the 3-point line and out of bounds.
Right. You would say the average. What's the average NBA shoe size? Probably like what, a 14?
Yeah.
That's a big ass shoe.
No kidding.
Figure it out, NBA. And Caleb Martin, stop stepping on the line, dude. Take a break. Hour 2 coming up next.
citizens can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa, Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Hour Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM, taking you up until 2 o'clock. Amy Audibert, she is going to join us later on this hour. We will talk the Miami Heat Analyst, talk a little game one with Amy, and see what she's got to say on game one victory going into game two. You can ask Amy about Draymond Green too, Leroy.
Okay, I will.
It sounds like on JFig, who was your initial arbiter, she says that Draymond Green was wrong.
Yeah,
which I didn't disagree with.
But you kind of, oh my goodness.
Sabonis was also wrong.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Right. I agree. See,
Okay.
you and me, we're on the same level here.
No, we're not.
We are.
No, we're not.
We are, though. We are.
I hate when you say that.
No, you hate that we agree.
No. I hate when you say that because normally means we don't agree, and you're trying to,
I'm not trying to be cute here with this thing. It's just
Okay.
how I feel. Yesterday, the Dolphins arrived for off-season workouts. So, man, I cannot wait to see some hype videos of players in a meeting room, dude. I just need some football,
Your body proves contact right now, right?
Just like something that smells like football, a little Tua in the weight room, something like that, I love the videos that his trainer's putting out of doing the routes with Tyreek Hill. That's good stuff, Leroy.
Yeah.
Good. Now it's in the building. What if we could get one video of a Mike McDaniel run meeting? That I would like. Fangs too. Oh, fangs.
You'd be amazed at how little you would understand.
I don't care. I just needs to be in the environment. I actually wouldn't be amazed by how little I understand. I've had conversations with you where I don't understand anything football you're saying, but I don't care. Smells like football, tastes like football.
All right.
I got
you.
You ever walk into a fancy restaurant and they tell you what the specials are? You don't know what they are, but you're somewhere fancy. Exactly.
I always know.
You don't always know, dude. Sometimes that waiter will garçon, he'll come over there and he'll
First of all, redneck, you ain't going to no restaurant where they say garçon.
Oh, dude, garçons up the wazoo. Telling you, dude.
You are funny.
I'm
Not
telling
Pierre
you.
Garçon.
Hey,
Not Pierre Garçon.
Hey, I just picture the Beverly Hillbillies Part 2, and you walking into a restaurant. Me, if it's too fancy, I feel awkward too. I ain't gonna lie.
Chapo on YouTube, he says, y'all seen the video of Tyreek Hill on his YouTube page with everybody celebrating his birthday? I did not see that video. Did anybody see this Tyreek Hill birthday celebration? I did see, though. This is interesting. This Dalvin Cook smoke won't go away, dude. It won't go away, Leroy. I mean, it's all over the place. Did you see? Did you see where? You see where he's? He's not at Vikings OTAs. You want to know where he's at?
Florida.
Fishing with Tyreek Hill.
He's from here.
Whatever, dude. He's out in a fishing tournament.
Oh,
little hobnobbing going on the boat.
It's a whole lot of nothing.
I don't know, dude.
It's a nothing burger.
I don't think it is.
When it gets down to it, a position that Dalvin Cook plays, you're more likely to make more money staying with the team you're with.
Okay.
Than going to a new team. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, but however, they don't seem like they're going to keep him. All reports are he's not going to be a Viking by the time the draft rolls around. Okay. So then what? So I'm just supposed to ignore this. I'm supposed to just ignore that the Dolphins have inquired about him. Ignore that he'd want to play on the Dolphins. Just nothing. It just let's just dismiss everything.
No, I'm not. There you go. You go to extreme, the opposite.
I'm not going extreme.
Okay, let me explain something to you. With the 2 running backs you have, Is Dalvin Cook an upgrade to the point where you would pay him and not take care of some other positions that you need? That's my whole point with this whole thing.
But here's
I'm not saying Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying Dalvin Cook wouldn't help the Dolphins, but bringing him in is gonna be how much more substantial than the two guys you have who average damn near 5 yards a carry.
I don't disagree with your point, and I think that Mike McDaniel has been pretty transparent on that he likes his running backs. I mean, those are two guys he's very not only that fit his system, but he knows very well. He scouted Jeff Wilson. He scouted Jeff Wilson. He's obviously very tight with Raheem Mostert. That being said, Dalvin Cook has obviously had a much more productive career than both of those guys combined.
Yes. Would you rather have Saquon Barkley or Dalvin Cook? Because Saquon's not going to sign that franchise.
Yeah, but Saquon's not coming here. Like Saquon's going to want.
You say you want the star running back.
I understand, but he's not. It's like I'm talking about things that are actually possible. Like Saquon's not going to go.
I don't let him go. How you look at
the Giants are going to let Saquon go anywhere. Like Dalvin Cook is going to be gone from the Vikings by next week.
Brendan,
what? Don't first name me.
The same way you're looking at Saquon Barkley is how most people are looking at Dalvin Cook.
I don't understand how, because the Giants aren't going to let him go.
Well, he ain't signing. They're waiting to make a move soon, guarantee.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, the Dolphins were at one point the betting favorite to get Saquon Barkley. So if you're going to tickle my fancy with Saquon Barkley, yeah, I'd love to have Saquon Barkley. I just don't see it as a realistic option where the Dolphins have already made trade inquiries on Dalvin Cook. The reports are from Barry Jackson. They already talked to the Vikings about trading for Dalvin Cook. They just didn't want to pay what they didn't want to give up the draft capital the Vikings wanted, which why would you? They're going to get rid of him.
But here's I don't like when you're putting your team together, right? If you're going to bring in a guy that plays a position with guys that you have and pay them money, it has to be a clear and noticeable difference in the production that you're getting from the guys you have.
Okay, what you're saying is fine. In a vacuum, I don't disagree. In a value play, the Dolphins are paying peanuts for their running backs, and they got decent production out of them. And
they need other positions.
Okay, well, a couple things. One, not every position in free agency or trades are just available willy-nilly. This guy happens to be available. The second thing that you seem to be ignoring is that the Dolphins have already tried to trade for him this offseason.
But that might have been before they re-signed the two guys they had. And once they realized that wasn't going to work, they go, no, never mind. We'll just go the same direction we've gone.
Okay, but what if never mind, but then we don't have to give up anything and trade for him? We just got to give up money. And we're going to have cap space free up in June because of Byron Jones money.
Well, who the hell's going to but wait. Why would all of a sudden you trade Dalvin Cook for nothing?
Because they can't agree. Like there's like a standoff going on there. I don't understand all the drama there, but like apparently the Vikings and them are not in a good place. His agent came out this past week and is like, they don't want. I mean, obviously it comes down to he wants a new contract, and so some of this could be fodder from the agent. So you're gonna have to pay Dalvin Cook money. I get it, but obviously the Dolphins have been interested in him.
Plus, they just paid Alexander Madison, which is crazy. The Vikings just did.
So like it's one of these things where like you can't just say, they're not going to go back to the well. Like Chris Greer, you got to get like, he clearly is looking at it saying, okay, Dalvin Cook's been a Pro Bowler 4 times, you know, guy's awesome.
I'm not disputing that. Okay. How much different, how much better is that awesome going to be over the guys that you have at a quarter of the price? See, there's first of all, they both average more yards per carry than Dalvin Cook. Now it's skewed because he gets all the carries.
Yeah.
All right. But to be clear,
and he does both. I mean, like Dalvin Cook's a skilled pass catcher as well. Like he does, you know, he I think 1,100 yards.
We need a running back to catch passes.
What?
We don't need a running back to catch passes.
I'm just saying, like it skews some of his numbers too because he's also getting production in receiving.
He's at 39 catches. That's very average for a guy you say is a dual threat.
I didn't say dual threat.
Oh, he catches passes. That's an average number for a guy who plays all the plays. If you look at the upper echelon of receivers and running backs, they're like 50, 60, 70 catches. So again, I'm not trying to dismiss the interest that the Dolphins had in Dalvin Cook. But what I'm saying is once they made this move to go cheap at running back, you can't then go back and revisit it and then say we're going to pay you.
No, you can't. But like, here's the thing is like, you do that to cover your bases. Cause like, what if he does come to an extension with the Vikings? You don't want to leave your cupboard bare. Like, obviously you go and make sure if things that aren't in your control don't go your way, you're now okay. The Dolphins have a safety net. They have their 2 guys they had last year and they cost nothing. But if all of a sudden, the Vikings aren't crazy and asking for like 2 second-round picks for Dalvin Cook, and now that they'll want a later round just so they get something for him, then okay, you're not going to have that conversation. Of course you are if your first career.
You will definitely have the conversation. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take production and I'm going to look at the production versus cost. And you're not going to get a substantially more production from Dalvin Cook than you did the 2 guys you have for the cheap.
We'll take a quick break. You guys can text show at 305-567-0560. Those headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Take a quick break. Back after this.
Tough loss.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy take you up until 2. Streaming live on the Odyssey app. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. I want to let you guys know if you want to go see a legend, an extreme illusionist, some say, a legendary magician, some would say, a stunt artist, some would say, David Blaine in Las Vegas. I know what you're doing. You're trying to be cute. Either unmute yourself or somebody unmute Leroy.
I'm unmuted.
No, I'm not an extreme illusionist. Don't say that. I already
Yes,
know
you
what
are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Tell it like
You
it
are.
is. That's all it is.
He's not doing tricks of boxes and high wire acts.
If you want to see David Blaine in spades exclusively at Resorts World Theater in Las Vegas, here's how you can win a trip to see him on the Odyssey app. You log in and you listen to WQAM or go to WQAM.com and listen. You'll get one entry for every hour that you listen. The more you listen to WQAM, the more chances you have to win. David Blaine Spades is playing April 28th through July 15th. The tickets are on sale now at rwlasvegas.com or axs.com. What? Why are you looking at me like that, dude?
I'm just
What?
stunned.
What?
Stunned.
What?
Wilson,
What? What are you upset about?
what in the hell are you doing? So, anything pique your interest last night, basketball wise, or were you into the Panthers?
I was into the Panthers last night. I was into the Panthers, but I was disappointed in the Panthers.
It's one of the few games I got bored. Right? It was just kind of a.
Yeah, I get
It
you.
wasn't like a nothing burger.
There was some pretty sick saves by Alex Lyon, but then there was also some stinkers by Alex Lyon. So that was tough.
That is Alex Lyon for you.
Pretty much. But
That's-
he had 3 sick 2-on-1 saves. And you're like, oh, and then he had one where he literally just whiffed on a puck. I was just like, wow. But I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. It's not like all on him for sure.
No,
It was good. This we
I don't
learned.
think you change him.
I don't think he was the reason why they lost. I mean, but maybe you shake it up a bit.
You could here.
Wait, you want to pull the goalie after one game?
Oh no. I got this.
He's a cute story.
Can I just say this? Can I just say this?
Presence.
Can I just say this?
Little vet presence.
You could never be a coach.
Why is
You
that?
are so impatient.
Oh, come on, dude. Let's be honest. This guy's playing on borrowed time as it is. He's 100 years old.
He's playing well.
Got hockey crash Davis. He's gonna save our season.
He's playing well. And you said you don't change. Like now, if you're gonna take
all right.
wait. Here's the deal. If you switch goalies now, you're saying it was his fault why you lost.
No, I'm not saying that.
Then why would you switch goalies then?
Come on, dude. The cute story's over. All right. He had like a million games he won in a row. He's lost 3 straight now.
And it's on him.
It's not just on him. I'm just saying.
Then why are we making him the scapegoat?
Shift up,
Why are we making him the scapegoat?
I'm not making him the
You're
scapegoat.
saying it's not on him, but I'm gonna change you.
I mean, find the puck on your pad. I mean,
Again, you haven't answered the question yet.
just
You're
sit there.
saying it's not on him, but you will replace him.
Yeah.
Would you replace them after the second intermission if they're down 2-0 and put Bob back in?
I feel like that's worse. Just go with Bob.
The Caps did it once and they won a Stanley Cup. Why not try that?
So we're gonna wait until he stinks again?
Do you think he's going to stink game 2?
I don't think he stunk yesterday. I thought he was fine. I thought
But you're saying you don't think it was his fault. You don't think he stunk, but I want to replace him.
I just
That
feel like
doesn't even make sense.
this is what I feel like. I feel like I could see if I look at Alex Lyon, I worry that he's turning orange. I could see the pumpkin starting to. Midnight has struck. It feels like.
So we want to go back to 2021 when we had Bob in and he got lit up for 5. Then we put Drager in, he got lit up for 5. Then he put in Spencer Knight. He kind of saved the series almost.
Bob was decent last year in the playoffs.
I know,
The
but I'm
rest of the
saying
bums.
I feel like, do you want to go through 2 goalies? That's not a way.
This is literally what the Panthers have been doing since they signed Bob.
I would never pay
It
49
was
million.
Bob. Wait.
It won though, dude.
Hold on. It was Bob's doing.
Well, look,
He
he had a
stunk
really
up the
bad
joint.
first year. He had a really bad first year, decent second year, but as Trevor said, not a great playoffs. And then last year, pretty good. pretty good, not great, but pretty good. And then the playoffs was really good. The rest of them just all of a sudden
They all didn't show up. Nobody showed up.
They couldn't pee a drop of goals yet last year. Same thing yesterday, except for Tkachuk. Of course, he shows up.
At least Tkachuk showed up while Jonathan Huberdeau's on the couch right now.
Does it feel like Barkov's even on the team anymore?
I feel he's invisible during the playoffs. I will say that.
What is this with Barkov?
He just only shows up during like the meaningless game in the stretch of January and February, and like when it's crunch time, like March, April, May, you can't find him. He's on milk
I
carton.
feel like Alexander Barkov everybody's been telling me this guy's the greatest thing that ever comes to hockey. And it's just like, where is he? Where Tkachuk? Bang. He's the best player. Shows up immediately.
And he's American too, Tkachuk too.
That's true. The Finnish, right?
Yes.
By the way, did you see Lauri Markkanen, Leroy? He went to Finland, got to serve in the Finnish army.
Yeah.
Got the buzz cut. He says the curls will be back, though.
University of Arizona, great at basketball, by the way.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know. So
Dude,
you just
I gotta tell you.
what?
If my job is dependent on your approval, I'm scared.
All right, cool.
Because one bad day, Tobes will change you out.
You know what, dude? You say these things, but then then we're gonna be down 0-2, and then everyone's gonna really be mad at Alex Lyon. I'm saving Alex Lyon. It was a good run. Now everybody can go back to what they're used to being mad at Bob.
All right, I got you.
Change it. Let's say this: if he's horrible game 2 and it's like 1-0, or you put Bob back in, just do it.
And then Bob's just cold 3 weeks. Just say, here you go, Bob, in the middle of the ice, in the playoffs, save us.
I mean, you're replacing him that way.
The Capitals did it to Braden Holtby, and he saved them. Look at that.
You can't say somebody's not to blame and then replace them.
Why not?
Because you're saying they're to blame.
I'm not saying they're to blame, dude.
It's no other way of saying it's your fault than firing you or dropping you, demoting you.
Look, you shouldn't have whiffed on that puck last night.
Yeah, again, Tobin,
Whiffed on it.
You're saying it's not on him while saying it's on him because we're going to replace you.
It's all on him. It's just, I can't replace the other guys. It's kind of like when you fire a coach when the players all stink. I can't fire all the players. There, 560 WQM, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, is this Tobin?
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Holy, man, they don't want the smoke.
They don't want the smoke, dude. I don't know who you're referring to. Are you referring to the Bruins or are you talking about the Bucks?
We're talking about the Miami Heat.
I know, buddy. You like
they
that
don't
game?
Want it.
They don't want it, dude. Are you talking about the Heat don't want
Tell
it?
Leroy for me, too.
He's there. You can say hi.
Right here.
What's up, Leroy?
You think you're only talking to Tobin? Hey, when you call a radio show, you talk to everybody.
You always take whatever Tobin says to heart.
Yep.
That guy only wants the best for the Heat.
That's right. Thank you. My heart's in the right place, dude.
Guys.
My heart's in the right place.
All right.
See? Even he sees it, dude.
Who was that?
I don't know. I didn't get his name.
He's an enabler.
What?
He's
Was that calling you? Was that an inside job?
No, dude. I was right here. You can see me.
Hey, go see if Mijo's on the phone.
I don't have AI. Like, what do you think? I could just make up my own content and voices? I'm not Geppetto.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, he's right though. You take everything I say a little too hard. Look, if they start Alex Lyon, fine. But, it's a little crazy what we're doing here. All right. The guy's a cute story, and you're thinking that he's going to ride him to a series win over a record-setting team. Give a guy in there with a little experience, some chops. Not on him. It was a good run. He got him here. Hey, he's going to get his ring. Okay, if they win the championship. But for right now, it's Bob time. And I don't want dates out. I don't want Bob in there just to prove I'm not a mush. I'm not doing that. I'm not looking for redemption here. I just think, what are we doing? I get it. Don't mess with the winning streak. The winning streak's over. It's been 3 straight losses now. Time to go in a new direction. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but you tried something. Keep them on the toes a little bit.
You don't want to wait till game 3 because I'm going to say this. It's a Friday-Sunday series game for the Panthers. Are we worried about all the Bruins fans coming down to South Florida?
Definitely been more transplants here than ever. It's very annoying. It's very noticeable anytime you like. There's always been transplant fans here, but it's definitely because of the last 3 years. It feels like it's even more noticeable. And yeah, I don't know if they'll completely take over because I do think the Panthers have a good hardcore fan base. I don't think it'll be like quite like when a Canadian team is here, but there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot of Bruins fans for sure.
Just want to say because it is playoff time and it's a South Florida team, so just want to say.
Yeah, it's gonna be really annoying. 560 WQAM, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going, Tobin?
Hey, buddy.
I've seen you seen the rumor that's going around saying that we'll trade Cedric Wilson to the Vikings, some picks for Dalvin Cook.
I haven't seen that rumor, buddy, but I like that because it doesn't feel like Cedric Wilson really has a role here anymore. So if that were to happen, I would jump all over that.
Yeah, all right, yeah, that'll be good. That'll be our RB1. Thank you, Tobin. Appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. Thank you. See, everybody wants to have some fun, baby. Why don't you want to have some fun with us, Leroy?
Because if I could come up with a word that would explain your sports fandom, right?
Yep.
Willy-nilly.
That's 2 words.
See?
I'm going to take a break. We're going to talk to Amy Audibert next before he kills me. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin, Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock. We're expected to talk to Amy Audibert, but we haven't. Have you heard? You got a buzz back there, Marcos?
I did get a buzz back. She is currently backstage in an expired show, so I will send her an update.
All right. That is all right. Cool. We'll send her a link that way. That might be my bad. I might have sent her yesterday's. I couldn't find today's link. I had to go search.
You do this every day. You know that, right?
I do what every day?
I can't find the link.
I do. I've done it twice, and I got in today's show. So don't be so harsh on me, man. I feel like
can I just say this?
I feel like you.
I try not to be harsh on you, but then you go off and you get silly.
You're yanking on my leg like Sabonis. That's what you're doing.
No,
you are.
No,
it's and I don't want to have to go down that route.
You're the only one that thinks that is defending Draymond for the curb stomp.
I'm not defending. I just can understand. Don't yank my leg.
There is no understanding for a curb stomp.
It was a bit harsh from him. I agree. He should probably get suspended. However, I there's a part of me that empathizes why he did it. Don't yank my leg. I'm not going to sit here like Sabonis is some baby. He doesn't know what he was doing.
But here's the deal. When he got his leg free and then he did the old jump cut onto Sabonis' chest, too much.
J-Fig is describing it as he used him as a trampoline.
Right.
And come on. He didn't, let's not go overkill. He didn't do that.
He did.
It's not like he was doing Irish river dance on him.
He did. And in fact, when he jumped, he got higher than he's jumped all year.
Get out of here.
And I know he did it and look down at him.
I know he did it on purpose, but so did Sabonis.
There's a big difference in grabbing a leg and getting curb stomped.
Not if you twist it, dude. You can twist ligaments. You can tear limbs.
Oh, that's what was happening.
You could.
Listen,
you could, dude.
Oh, gosh. I think, where's Amy from in Canada? Curious.
I don't know.
I'll ask her.
I think she's from the Toronto area. I think. But I'm not positive.
The six.
The six. That is what the kids call it.
That's the fancy part of Canada. I was in the woods. I was in the woods and trees and stuff.
It says on her Heat Bio Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Oh.
J-Fig says Sabonis fell. Not everybody has control when they fall, Tobin. Look, he was like a turtle on his back. He knew what he was doing. Draymond's leg. And apparently Monk did it today, but the game before. So, these Sacramento Kings are out here just grabbing ankles willy-nilly. Has to be stopped, dude.
I cannot believe. I refuse to believe that you are defending.
Stop saying I'm defending. I'm just explaining.
No, that sounds like a defense, dude.
Let's go to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 1,500 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Miami Heat analyst Amy Audibert joined us there. You can hear Amy on, of course, the radio call with Jax. You can hear her on Bally Sport or watch her on Bally Sports Sun as well. Amy, thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Amy, what part of Canada are you from?
I'm from Niagara Falls, so I'm right on the border, close to Toronto.
My wife is from Sherbrooke. Sherbrooke, Quebec.
Oh, Quebec. Okay. You know what? Yeah. I've actually never been there, like to Quebec. I'm one of the very few.
All you're missing is trees. Trees, and nobody speaks English.
Yeah, I see. I know that. I know.
And they speak ghetto French, so I couldn't even understand the French. It was brutal.
Amy, before we get go ahead.
I just said I'm back to taking Spanish classes, so
you gotta get around down here, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Before we get into the Heat, let's ask you about the NBA controversy of the day. Leroy and I have been arguing about it. The Draymond stomp onto Sabonis, who was on his ankle. Where do you lie on this? What was your reaction to this video from last night?
Okay, so full disclosure, I didn't actually see the game, and then I'm looking at Twitter, and I'm like, wait, what is going on? That's the first thing. You're going like, did this really happen? I don't know. I mean, I find it very hard. I know people are gonna like laugh. I find it very hard that Draymond Green stomped on Sabonis' chest out of nowhere, right? Like, I do think there was a tangle up, because that would have been just like take away basketball. Like, that's
Right.
just, that's something that you just can't do to anybody. And I think that Draymond, he's made some decisions that have been really costly for his team in the past. And I do think that he has owned up. And so I don't think he looked at Sabonis and said, I'm just going to stomp on his chest. I think it looks terrible. There clearly was a tangle up, but I mean, I can't personally say, I can't allow myself to believe that he did that in that moment. Like, I just think he's better than snapping, because it's happened before, right? Like, in really crucial times. I know.
That's why I'm getting killed this morning, because everybody's like, how can you defend Draymond? I get it. It's a tough character to defend. He's punched teammates. He's hit LeBron in the lower regions. Like,
yeah,
I get it.
No,
I get it.
To me, that's not any of those things, though. That's like, you're saying he looked at somebody on the ground and like stomped literally where his heart is. I mean, he was tangled up. I think for me, and listen, I'm not spending too much time in this. We certainly have our own other focuses right now. But my question is, did Sabonis mean to, because he did, right? Like, he did tangle up. He said he was, from what I understand, he said he was like trying to, and I get, like, I can't, that's one of my, like, I hate that in games. I don't care who it is or what team, or if I'm watching it or if I'm calling. When a guy falls underneath the basket, I hate that, because guys are jumping and it's just it's a crowded, dangerous area. So I would understand the want to pull in here. I don't know if he was ripping Draymond's leg or if he was protecting himself. There was a reaction to that. I don't know. But it's the NBA, and this is what happens, right? There's always something. Yesterday it was that charges should be taken out of the game, which was completely ridiculous. Don't even get me started about that. So
I do want to get you started on that, because I find this hilarious that now all of a sudden one guy gets hurt or two guys, and now it's the charge has to be outlawed. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, it's already, they're doing everything to take stuff away from defenders, and now they want to get rid of the charge because Kevin Love is very good at taking charges. It's crazy to me. What is your reaction to all this?
I literally was like, when you set a screen on the perimeter, you are essentially setting yourself up to take a charge, because as an offensive player, you can't plow through me. So what is the difference? If I'm established my position outside of the restricted area, there is already an area established. If I'm established, that's my position. That's my real estate. If I was there first in a legal guarding position, you cannot plow through me. I love Ja Morant. I think he's one of the most exciting players in this league. He's a human highlight. Sometimes you really do think he's from a different planet. I love that. There's something to be said about trying to cram it on everybody, right? And I mean, when Anthony Davis stepped over and got his feet down, you also have to have some kind of onus on you to make the decision to say, this might be a dangerous play. So I think that narrative is ridiculous. I didn't score a rebound, but I set great screens as a player. That was my thing. And that's me sacrificing my body. And that's me putting my 2 feet down in a position that I beat you to. And now as an offensive player, you have to figure out how to get around me, but you can't go through me. And I don't think that should change wherever it is on the court.
I want to ask you this, like, as a former player, because I almost feel like, I'm not a basketball expert. I'm more of a loudmouth. So I'm watching all this stuff on Twitter every single time. Everybody's trying to fix the game. It's starting to feel very baseball-esque to me, to where basketball writers, everybody's got an idea on how to fix the game because something happens in the snip of a highlight. Like, a couple of sessions before that, Giannis had set a screen to try or had tried to take a charge on Bam. Bam got the 3-point play. So I would venture to guess if you asked Giannis, he wouldn't want it taken away from the sport. It's wild to me that they want to just, like, every time somebody has something to fix from the game to take it away because one incident happens that you see a billion times on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, we have to just scale back Twitter. I've learned I'm not going to Twitter for this stuff. I mean, it's a great news source, but in terms of opinion, you got to be careful. Number 2, why are we talking about fixing a game that is absolutely incredible? Stop watching it if you don't like it. Then they'll start fixing the game when people stop watching it and stop talking about it and stop tweeting it. But I think it kind of is working out for everybody, isn't it?
Amy, the other thing is it's always people that cover the sport and don't play the sport.
Yeah, I mean, and then I haven't, and maybe I could be wrong. Have you guys seen a player in the last day come out and say, no, we shouldn't have charges?
No.
Exactly.
That's like that's like a team pick-me-up. When somebody takes a charge, everybody goes crazy that he sacrificed his body for the team.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's one of the most beautiful things you can do out there, right? So I think it's going to be a quick narrative. Like at the end of the day, I understand maybe the initial reaction from a lot of people because you certainly don't want Giannis not playing in the playoffs. You don't want John not playing. And so, I mean, it's unfortunate that they both looked injured, but then you got Tyler Herro who is diving for a loose ball. So what are you supposed to say now? Don't dive for loose balls? Like it just, unfortunately, it sucks. It's part of sports. I mean, I would say, Tyler, don't dive for a loose ball more than I would say, hey, don't try to take a charge. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it's just, unfortunately, sometimes the way the cookie crumbles. Like, what do you do?
It was a really fun night with them starting off the playoffs and taking home court advantage right away. Just what were the things you were most impressed with Miami in that game one?
I think it was executing the game plan. I mean, this was a team that, as we all know, I mean, put their guts on the line to get there right into the final moments on Friday night, and then had to get on the plane. And Spo talked about not having the staff not overcomplicate the moment. Like he said, the conditioning into 48 hours, you play every 48 hours, and just kind of locking into that and really keeping the outside noise out. There were not too many people outside of that locker room in this organization that felt that they had a chance in game one against a well-rested Bucks on their home court. And I thought Miami found things that were working and they stuck with them, and starting with Jimmy Butler. But even just on the offensive end, right, just really utilizing that pick and roll action, knowing that Brook Lopez was going to drop, and then hitting shots. And on the defensive end, Milwaukee in the regular season averaged 48 3-point attempts against Miami in those 4 games. They get it off at a high clip. They had 20 more threes attempted the other night, but they made 4 less. They were in more so in the half court. And I thought that was probably part of the game plan, right? Like, don't let them get out and run and get into their threes, because then that's how a team goes on these giant scoring runs on their home court. Of course, not having Giannis is a huge deal for them. At the same time, they've got a lot of guys that can run out and score and hit shots. So I thought Miami on both ends of the court did such a great job at executing. And then in the fourth quarter, it became management, like clock management, possession management. When you go up double digits and now there's that, that's what it becomes. And I thought there was great response towards the end of the game to really secure the deal. So also the poise, I was impressed with that.
Amy, why would they give Bam that free throw jumper?
You know what?
Dropped off. I'm like, wait a minute, that's his sweet spot.
You know what? I a couple times was a little bit going, why aren't they adjusting at all? Because, when you looked at Bam in the first couple attempts on the game, I said this, like, he wasn't hesitating, but he didn't look as smooth, right, as we've seen him. And I think 2 things happened. Well, no, 3 things happened that I saw. Bam got taken out of the game, and he went to the end of the bench and sat beside Udonis Haslem. And I'm sure there was a conversation, or maybe not, but that I think is very impactful for Bam. Udonis means a lot to everybody, but I think particularly Bam. And then Jimmy got into him, I think, a little bit when he had missed a shot early. And then when the news that Tyler came out at halftime, I think it was kind of like Bam is going to be such a big part of this series, as he always is such a big part of this team, right? Not just because of his scoring, but because of his facilitating, because of what's required of him on the defensive end. And in the second half, everything was so silky smooth. I mean, that shot was like it was almost unconscious. Stop thinking about it, because you do it 100 million times a day. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as soon as he got right back into that pocket, whether it's taking that dribble and finding space, and it was just such a nice release. And it was like, there he is. And it was I thought it was such a huge impact on the game with Bam in the second half.
Amy, now that we're not going to have Tyler Herro for the foreseeable future, how do you think that how do they make up for it? Do you have an inkling on what they should do in the starting lineup and how things will trickle down without him?
Yeah, well, so first of all, I think we're looking forward to practice today and hopefully hearing from Tyler a little bit. We joke about all the man missed games this season and the rotations and the starting lineups and the clutch games and all that stuff. I mean, now's where it helps you the most because you've got a number of different ways you could go. I think Caleb Martin is such a big part of this team. I will always say he's the X factor to me on the season because on both ends of the court, he can shoot. He can shoot a three. Last night, 2 days ago, he had 2 huge and ones in the second half, like on back-to-back possessions. He's got incredible bounce. But I think his greatest impact is actually on the defensive end because he can get under guys in full court. He picks up guys and he's tough and he has grit. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a guy like Victor Oladipo get the nod too, right? I think you can't replace Tyler, and especially I think in his isolation, what you can't replace in Tyler is his confidence late games. It's one of the best things, right, is above his shoulders, his swag, and the way he plays in tight situations. He doesn't look tight. I mean, they went with Duncan to start the half, who hit a huge three at the end of the game. So, I mean, I'm not in coaches' meetings. I can't tell you exactly where they're going to go, but I know they have options, and I think they're pretty confident in their options. And then you got Cody Zeller, right, who can get out there and set mean screens. We haven't seen him yet. So I think that there's so many different ways that they can go. And what I'm learning about Spo is he's not scared to try things. He's not scared to,
right.
He's going to have to make a decision who's going to step up into the starting lineup. So
I also doubt very much he's going to say at practice who it's going to be. He will wait until the very last minute.
Well, wait, but I would say this is whoever it is, I think it's going to be someone that we've already seen have to play a bigger role at some point this season.
Which is everybody.
I mean, Kyle. I do like where Kyle is coming off the bench in late game or in just having that poise and experience. But I will say even just seeing Victor work out after the game on Monday at the gym. So that's someone who's staying very connected, very locked in. And he might be out there a bit more now.
Amy, you think it's an offensive or defensive decision? Like, because if you're not going to get the scoring that you would with Tyler from anyone, so maybe you try to bolster the defense and with a guy that can do some scoring, but maybe not as much as Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to prioritize defense. It kind of has been the Miami Heat way, which I absolutely love. But this team's been playing pretty solid offense. 130 points in a game one on the road.
Crazy.
Pretty incredible. And by the way, Max Strus was 3 for 5. That's because they were taking away his 3 balls, understandably. But that's what makes in my opinion, the sport so great is becomes a chess match. You take away this guy, what are you giving up? So I could see the priority being on the defensive end. I from what I'm hearing, Giannis is I'm sure he's gonna try to go. The reports are coming out, right? So I mean, you certainly have to defend against him, but I don't know. And then you got Kevin Love who can check in, and when he gets hot and makes his decisions on the defensive end, he changes the game too. So yeah, I think you still have to. You can't let the scoring go too much on the back burner. This is the NBA playoffs. You gotta hit some shots too. So it's gonna be an interesting, I'd say at least first couple of minutes of that game on Wednesday.
You guys can catch Amy Audibert on the call with Jason Jackson from Milwaukee, and of course on Fox. I'm going all the way back. Bally Sports Sun. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate the time, and
thanks,
we always appreciate you giving us time on the show.
Yeah, thanks guys. Enjoy the game.
Absolutely. Amy Audibert, check her on out. Does a fantastic
job.
Marcos,
did you just throw up a deuces?
I did, man.
You threw up a deuces?
Classy. That's my contributions to the interview. I appreciate it. You like that one?
We'll take a quick break. Back with more to this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560. Take you up until 2 o'clock here on the show. Thanks to Amy Audibert for joining the show. Appreciate her.
Yes.
She was great. Coming up later this hour, we're going to talk to the president of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC. David Feldman is going to join us. They have a show at the Hard Rock coming up later this week, Leroy. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I saw Luis Palomino, who's been their long reigning welterweight champion. That's kind of crazy. Luis Palomino was like in the UFC a while ago, and it was like has found this resurgence in bare knuckle in this part of his career. Guy can't be beat. He's had the belt now for like 4 years.
I mean, I got to tell you, seems like ain't a whole bunch of people jumping in that be bare knuckles fighting.
You'd be wrong because they're signing some of the biggest fight free agents. Like next week, they got Mike Perry and Luke Rockhold, former UFC middleweight champion, in a card in Colorado. It's like the #1 free agent fight destination now. Apparently, they were thinking about. Well, this is the thing. They were apparently they perused signing Francis Ngannou, but apparently they're like, listen, the money he's asking for is crazy. We only, we got money, but we don't got Francis Ngannou money.
That's crazy because I mean, who would he fight? Could you imagine them haymakers coming at you?
Greg Hardy.
That's about it. Right?
Let's get to some cat talk. Let's get to some cat talk here, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius party play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, ASMR of the Florida Panthers, who are down 1-0 to the Boston Bruins. Did
everybody play for Boston?
They had one guy. Who was the big guy that was out for them, Trevor?
Oh, yeah.
That guy. Who did they have?
What's his name?
Bergeron.
Bergeron wasn't in there. We didn't have Bergeron. Like, you guys couldn't even stop us. We weren't even full strength. You got no shot, cats.
Yeah. Not necessarily the best sign of life in game one, but we got it right where we want them.
Right where we want them. All you got to take is one. You just got to take one. That's all that matters. The Heat got their business done early. Panthers, they'll wait till game 2.
Well, the Heat and the Panthers are in a different situation because you can say to the Panthers fans, all we need to do is take one on the road. But once you win the first game, you can't just say that, and it's almost like you're giving up a dub.
What do you mean?
I'm saying, like, once you get a 1-up lead, just you can't have in the back of your mind, long as we get one. You got to just keep moving forward and think, okay, let's get another one.
Oh, you're saying from the Heat standpoint.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying even though the Panthers and the Heat could be in the same boat after this next game, you would feel better about the Panthers getting one and worse about the Heat getting one because depending on how they played in the second game.
Can you give me the final call last night from Doug Plagans? This was how last night ended.
Well, I'm sure it was not very exciting call.
And off the face-off, puck pulled to the near side. Bruins grab it. Carlo Forbert around to the line. Verhaeghe to the corner, kept it in. Behind the net again, Forbert there. Backhand near side, Coyle.
What the hell happened? It's kind of how the game went last night.
Says playback on WQAM was interrupted because connection to the radio server has been lost.
Well, that's not good.
That's not a good sign. For the
we need that server, dude. Just serve it on up.
All right.
You can't just take it away.
Serve it on up.
It probably needs gas.
Come on, we got to do it. Yeah, wait.
Serve it on up.
No.
I was so happy to see at the OTA say you had old Sealer and Von Ginks walking in together. Those guys belong together. I'm just surprised they didn't come in with like a gator skin over their shoulder. Some kind of hide that they caught during the offseason. Where'd you get that one, Von Ginks? With the crossbow. Took out a hog. Manly.
Did we have a dolphin that used to hunt boar? That was Crowder.
Yeah.
Crowder used to go hunting.
Yeah. Crowder one time invited me to go frog gigging. I was like, I'm kind of intrigued.
No,
what is that?
Have you ever eaten frog legs?
I don't want to traumatize Marcos. So sorry I mentioned anything.
It's just I just want
You
to
know what? I want to hear it. Marcos, close your ears.
Ear muffins.
Earmuffs. It's basically when you go frog hunting. I think you do it with like a stick.
What do you mean frog hunting?
I'm sorry.
Why would you go frog hunting?
People like to eat frogs, J-Fig.
Do you like frog? Do you eat frog legs? You only eat the legs.
I've had frog legs.
That's disturbing.
Too fishy.
I've had frog legs. I've had gator.
You know what sucks?
You can eat anything fried.
I hate when people tell you that an animal that been soaking in the water their whole life tastes like chicken. No, it don't. It tastes like a fish because it's hanging in that same damn water.
Schmeeth and Schmolnick says Tobin has burgers on. Oh, that sounds good. He should have one of those.
Oh.
Love a burgers on.
That'd that was my first. Yesterday was my first burger in 3 months.
Wow.
Was it good?
I mean, like you
didn't get it the other day. I thought you had it last week.
No.
Or you just had those really spice-filled nuggets.
I think you guys had the nuggets.
I had the
nuggets. Oh, the super seasoned nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you had?
Yeah. I think they were shaped like dinosaurs, which God listen, the level of real chicken has a lot to do with the shape. Right? When you start making animal shapes out of your nuggets, you're getting farther away from chicken.
It could be tough, dude. It could be tough. So the Cats will be back on the ice on Wednesday, game 2, same as the Heat, who have practiced today. You'll be able to catch kind of both because Wednesday's at 9:00 for the Heat, and the Panthers are at 7:30. So there'll be a little crossover, but
you'll know what's up. You'll either be disappointed and say, "Let me go watch some Heat,"
right?
Or you'll stick with it and say, "I'll catch the second half of the Heat."
Because if you're in a situation with playoff hockey, you can't go nowhere. There's no breaks. You're on the edge of your seat.
I will say this. If you get into a good hockey game, an intense one, that's back and forth and bunch of shots on, you can't change it. You can't change it. You're like, oh, I can't. It's back and forth.
Wait, what does it sound like?
Because they go from defense to offense so quick in hockey.
Meanwhile, the Marlins, they won yesterday.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Last year, stunk in one-run games. This year, undefeated. 5-0.
Yeah, well, it's early.
Well,
it's a positive. Look.
It's a good early.
Yeah. What are they?
Usually it's
500?
They're over 500 now. 9-8.
9-8. Yep. Which is okay. The way the season started, right? We were like, oh boy.
Yep.
Here we go.
Buckling up.
Business has picked up. They're on a nice little run.
And really, it's only the Mets who've really had their numbers so far. Everybody else, they've handled. Bad. San Francisco and the Marlins, they'll play game 2 today. Alex Wood against Edward Cabrera. That is your pitching matchup for tonight, 6:40.
Is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday series?
Yeah.
Oh, and they travel on Thursday.
Yeah, Monday or Wednesday is 1:10 first.
Oh,
pitch.
So that's the travel day.
Yeah.
So then they play on Thursday. How many days? They play a lot of days in a row, right?
It's 162 games, dude. It's a lot of games. It's a lot of games.
Listen.
I'm not being a smartass there. I'm just saying.
You are.
I'm not.
100% being a smartass.
Dude, I am not being a smartass. I'm just saying it's a lot of days. It's a lot of games you got to get in. Not a lot of days off. Right. That's why they give guys days off. Unless, of course, you're Giancarlo Stanton. Then you're out 4 to 6. You got plenty of days off.
That dude. Oh, my goodness. I mean, he doesn't move fast enough to pull a hammy.
Except he does every year.
Every year.
Do you think he's got that hole in the hammy thing?
No.
Not the same.
Because he doesn't move fast enough. Usually a hammy is pulled on fast explosions, or you overwork your hammy, or your quads are too strong, or you just put a lot of strain on your hammies and they pull. Right?
Right.
He trots. Wouldn't that be? Have you ever seen Giancarlo's leg out of double?
I mean,
I've seen him hit more singles off the wall.
It's crazy.
Right. I mean, I'm sure that the Yankees went, how? How did you pull a hammy?
Suckers.
You don't even run fast.
The Yankee fan has to hate him, yeah?
I
feel like that's getting calls on WFAN every year. This guy, he never's healthy, Mike. I'll hang up and listen. Take a quick break.
And he's still striking out, even injured, even on the DL or the IL or whatever they want to call it. He's still striking out on the lower waist slider.
Of course. No question. No question. Those headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Back with more after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here on the show. You guys can text the show at 305-567-0560. Text on the ticket. Driven by Kendall Toyota and West Kendall Toyota. Pretty wild. Guy says you wouldn't run up on Mike Tyson, push him in the chest without expecting retribution. Sabonis earned what happened. I just think it's just a strange thing. I don't know. I get it. Draymond Green is a clown when it comes to this stuff.
You guys see that the petty continued after the game?
What did he
Draymond
do?
Green's asking for x-rays on his ankle.
Yeah, well, because I saw Sabonis was asking for x-rays. And it's like, everybody's fine. Can we all just, you guys are big boys. You're all fine. Everybody's fine. Sure. Nobody's hurt. You know.
Okay, I just saw the stomp.
He looks pretty hurt.
Stomp. Okay, the second stomp, though, Tobin. You don't think that there's something a little
because
egregious?
He's caught up. He has his leg,
He caught up, though?
He has his leg. Should he trip on his face? Or should he get out of there?
Trip.
That's what I'm saying.
I just think, look, you're Draymond Green. You're important to the team. You've seen before how your emotions can take you out of a series and affect the series. It was a 4-point game, 7 minutes left.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, if he just trips over Sabonis gets the technical, they review it and find out that he's the one who's pulling his leg. Draymond stays in the game. Sabonis is crying.
You just got to do what Jimmy Butler did.
What'd he do?
Don't get caught when you pull down Jay Crowder.
Yeah, it's a veteran move right there.
Yeah. Oh, what did they get? A technical foul?
Whatever. Take your one free throw.
Yeah, take your one free throw, and then it's like, Scarface says Tobin reads the one comment that agrees with him. I'm just saying,
one comment.
It's not one comment. There's plenty of people that agree with me.
I don't know. I saw a lot of -1s in the first hour of the show.
He's scouring the text line right
He
now.
is. He's so focused.
I don't know. It's just rough. Also, he's a repeat offender, so you know that everyone's just going to go to the... But then afterwards, though, obviously Sabonis was acting, and he's not as injured as he made it seem. But then afterwards, Draymond Green was like, yeah, yelling at the crowd and stuff.
Yeah,
like
he's nuts. I understand.
Nuts.
Look,
Nuts.
I know Draymond Green isn't going to get a lot of sympathy here. It's like the last guy who probably deserves the benefit of the doubt. That being said, he didn't instigate this. Sabonis did. Because he's not an angel. Sabonis.
Correct.
I remember what you did.
How did Sabonis end up on the ground? Did he just fall over? Or was Draymond the one who pushed him down and then curb stomped him?
No.
Okay.
No. How did
he's been flopping all
I don't know, but you want to know who's flopping like crazy again?
Who?
This Joel Embiid.
Oh,
I mean, this guy all the time is just flopping like a fish all over the place. Biggest guy on the court, and then all of a sudden a stiff breeze goes by. Oh, it's embarrassing.
Too big to fall that much.
Yeah, dude.
Got dunked on yesterday, too.
He did get dunked on. They won.
They won.
They
won. And
But
they will win that series.
Oh, of course. Because you want to know why?
Why?
Because they don't want the Heat, dude. That's why.
That's why.
That's why. They didn't want the Heat. That's
I like
what that's what was going on. But he's flopping all over the place, just Joel Embiid. And I got annoyed yesterday with Jaren Jackson winning Defensive Player of the Year, even though Bam wasn't a finalist.
Oh, my God, dude.
But you want to know what's annoying about it? Last year, Bam should have definitely won. Wasn't a top 3 guy. And they sat here and they're like, we didn't play enough games. Bam played more minutes last year than Jaren Jackson did this year.
There's always something when it comes
to Jaren Jackson. He fouls up the wazoo. Yeah, when he's out there, he gets a lot of blocks. He's a good defender. Certainly more deserving this year than Marcus Smart was last year.
Yeah.
But this Bam Adebayo can never catch a break. Never catch a break when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year.
So who were the finalists then?
It was him. It was not Robin Lopez. It was Brooke Lopez. And
the Ostrich?
Yeah, the Ostrich. Who the hell was the last guy? Oh, was it? No, it wasn't Draymond. It was somebody will know in the chat.
Yeah, well, nonetheless.
But Bam finished 5th. I think Draymond was 4th. Who am I missing?
Draymond was 4th?
Draymond was 4th.
40-year-old Draymond Green was above
He's a good
Bam.
defender. He's a good defender.
He can't even move.
I mean, he moved last night when he did the leg drop on Sabonis. Who the hell was 3rd to Bam?
Evan Mobley That's what Trevor said.
Evan Mobley,
Which is
from
another,
Cleveland.
like, what?
Another Johnny come lately.
Get out of
These
here.
basketball nerds, they find their little guys and they're just like, well, who can I prop up year after year after year? Last year they just wanted to prop up the Celtics. So Marcus Smart won the award. And then this year, oh, the Grizzlies are everybody's darling. Let's give it to Jaren Jackson. Get out of here. Bam Adebayo, he defends the pants off of all these people. It's ridiculous.
It's Maloik. That's what that is. Did I use that right?
I don't know, but he had a great game last night too.
Oh yeah, he did. I was
Maloik.
watching.
Whoa, Game Boy 305. Very valid point. Draymond stomped Sabonis. No problem for Tobin. But Portis slightly bumps Coach Spo and all hell breaks loose.
Okay, let me ask you something. Game Boy and game over.
Okay.
What did Eric Spoelstra do? Oh, I know nothing. Minding his own business,
That's
dude.
right.
Minding his own business.
Tough.
Get out of here. A terrible point. More like Game Boy -1.
Yikes.
Wow.
It pains me to say that because I, loyal listener. I love the guy.
-1.
You did say we're going to be giving out more -1s today. I think that's how you
That's
started
right.
the show.
That's right. You're all on thin ice with me.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Is that because Bob's not playing?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay. Dude, I'm going
That's
to tell you
just-
right now. Tobin,
Okay.
look at me. Look at me. Look at me. If they put Bob in and he gives up 5 goals or 4 goals, you don't say nothing.
Why? Well, what do you mean? I don't say nothing. I'm not like. What do you mean?
Because you already said Alex Lyon has a bad day. He gives up 3 goals.
No, I
And
mean,
it
like,
was-
look, I'm not gonna get him on the power play goal. That was the one goal that made it 2-0. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Tommy could have stopped that puck. Like, that was a stinker.
Tommy, like your Tommy?
Yeah, like my Tommy. Like, it was a stinker. Even on the broadcast, like, they call it a stinker. They're like, "Woof, you got a lot of stink on that one." I was like, "Woo." I mean,
2-1 filthy.
2-1 filthy, dude.
Oh, goodness.
We got the next one, though.
Dade South says Tobin is blame boy 561.
Yeah.
Point. That one's good.
Witcher.
-1 to Dave South.
Why you can't
No,
minus
no
No.
-1 here.
You can't -1 him.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk some fighting coming on up. David Feldman, president of BKFC. BKFC is coming to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino on Friday. Talk to him coming up next.
Are you going?
QAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here on the show. Got a little Damages Done coming up next hour. Thanks again to Amy Audibert for joining us and talking some Heat basketball. If you guys missed that, get the Tobin and Leroy podcast or go watch it on our YouTube page. It's April. Dave & Buster's month continues. We've got your chance to win a $250 gift card from Dave & Buster's to watch the NBA and NHL playoffs and more. Go to WQAM.com and enter on the contest page. If you win, you can go to Dave & Buster's with your gift card and have a party all on us and Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. You guys know we love the fight game here on this show. Leroy and I were just at UFC 287. We had watched that incredible card. We've been to everything there is to be down here. We've been to bare knuckle. We've been to the regional MMA game, the regional boxing scene. So I think if you're fans of us, you guys are also fans of fighting. And coming up on Friday, you got yourself a little action as BKFC is making its return to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And a little bit of a weird scenario because this is a card that got pushed back a month. It was supposed to be in Delray Beach. So we have the president joining us here, David Feldman. Talked to David many a times. We've had him in studio before. Great guy. And he joins us here on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 1,500 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. David, good morning. How are you? How's everything going today?
What's going on, my man? Everything's going great, Brandon.
How are things, man? Like, let me ask you this. That was kind of a crazy thing. I follow a lot of the fighters who are on this card. I follow them on social media. And so you guys were supposed to have this card like a month ago on, I think St. Patrick's Day it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it just got yanked out on you guys on 24 hours notice. Like, what the hell happened? Because I saw fighters were like cutting weight and getting ready. They all expected to fight. And they just pulled the rug out from under you. What went on there?
It was so crazy, man. We had a contract with the venue. It was a city-owned venue. We drive our production trucks in the day before to start unloading the lights and the cameras and everything to get set up. And they tell us that the city canceled the event on us. So we go back and we talk to them. And, I actually talked to the mayor, nice lady, and she kind of said, listen, I'm for it. So I said, okay. So I went back to the city manager and I said, I got the mayor's okay. I don't understand. I have a signed contract. He's like, I don't like bare knuckle. I don't like what you're doing. You're not doing a fight in my city. And I said, well, I got the mayor's okay. And he said, it doesn't matter what the mayor says. This is my city and you're not doing a fight. And he threw us out. So, needless to say, we're in the midst of filing a major lawsuit against them just because it's a bad look for us. Like it almost looks like we don't have our stuff together.
Right.
We had the place completely sold out. Everything was looking great for us, and it was going to be a phenomenal event. But one of them things, and so we move it to our second home in Florida is the Hard Rock Seminole. It's going to be another packed house, another great night of fights. So we're happy where we are. It just sucks that we had to go through that stuff with them.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that. I've never heard anything.
I've been to fights at that venue before. I've been to boxing matches there. Like, how much is that annoying that you're still dealing with the bare knuckle stigma? Because it's blown up. You guys have two former UFC guys coming up next week in Colorado, and to see that you're still are you surprised you're still dealing with stuff like that?
Yeah, man. Like, I'm not surprised if we get, some people are still a little hesitant up front, but I mean, a day before, we were literally knocking on the door, let us in to unload, to set up for this event. All the fighters were there. All the staff was there. I mean, it was a significant loss for us. We're not getting that money back no matter, because we postponed the event, doesn't matter. We still paid the fighters. We still paid everything else. We're not getting the money back. So, it sucks for us as a growing company as we're trying to, watch everything that we're spending. But at the end of the day it's just another speed bump in the road for us. And we feel like it's a road to success. And, it's just another thing that we got to deal with, man.
No, yeah. Well, coming up on Friday, if you guys want to go out to the Hard Rock, you got yourself Dat Nguyen taking on Daniel Strauss, former Bellator champ. So a hell of a headliner that you got coming up there. How excited are you for this one?
Yeah, it's going to be a great night of fights. Anytime we go to the Hard Rock, we have great fights there. The crowd gets into it. It's going to be another packed house there, which is great. Look, we had to cancel the event, and we still turned it around, and we'll have another sold out house at the Hard Rock Casino. So it's going to be a tremendous event. Dat Nguyen versus former two-time Bellator champ Daniel Strauss is going to be a big test for both guys. And then the co-main event is local upcoming star Jake Bostic's going to be taking on former title challenger Isaac Doolittle, and then a stack undercard. So we're excited about the event, and it's going to be this Friday night at Hard Rock Seminole. Doors open at 6 o'clock. First fight is at 7:30.
I'm a big fan of Jake because, like people say this with Mike Perry, like he looks like if you were going to cast a bare knuckle fighter, it'd be Mike Perry. But like Jake Bostic is really like if you were to cast somebody, like tattoos all over the place, British, absolute badass. I think it was at his fight one time when there was a sudden death. Like you guys did a sudden death fight one time.
Yep.
It was like it was a crazy thing. Like you guys just had to like figure out how are we going to pick out the winner. So the dude's like an absolute badass for those who like who are excited for guys on the local scene. But he lives down here, so. But like he just has he's been fighting, but like some guys just find a home, David, in your sport. It's one of the things that I love about it. Like they've been in their paths of combat sports, but there is a different mix to bare knuckle.
No, there is. Look, we call it the great common ground. It's you might have a boxer that's tough, but he's not real slick. He doesn't move well. He's one of them kind of guys. Or you have an MMA fighter that's a great grappler, but he can't stand up and bang. And this is the sport for the guys, for a lot of the guys and girls that are looking for a place, man. And this is where they find their home. But it's like I said, it's a growing sport, fastest growing sport in the world. We have second most views of any other combat sport in the entire world except for the UFC. So we're only second to the UFC now in viewership. We're growing tremendously. We've only been in business for 4.5 years. We've probably done 30-40% of our fights in the South Florida area. So it's become a second home for us. And as you mentioned, next week we have 2 former UFC world champions headlining our card. Luke Rockhold will be taking on Florida boy Mike Perry, former UFC contender, and former UFC champion Eddie Alvarez will be taking on Chad Mendes. A tremendous doubleheader for our biggest event we've ever done.
David, you were you had some quotes recently. I only saw the headlines of it, but like you had said that you had kind of gotten to the Francis Ngannou game. You inquired about seeing what Francis Ngannou was looking for, and you had said that he was looking for like a crazy number. What were those talks like? And like just as a guy who's in the fight game, where do you think he ultimately ends up? Where does the Francis Ngannou journey go now that he's not in the UFC?
I mean, for the kind of money he's asking, he has to end up in boxing for a super fight somewhere, or he's not going to get the kind of money that he's asking for. Look, tremendous athlete, great name, but at the end of the day, it's like, you outprice yourself, and you outprice yourself, and you outprice yourself with all these different organizations, and it's hard to find a home. I think he ends up either in boxing, or I do think PFL has a chance of picking him up, but that could be probably the only 2 places. Dana White came out, I think yesterday or the day before, and said he's never coming back to the UFC. So he's burning bridges, and it's a shame.
What do you?
I'm a firm believer if the fight's big enough, then somebody will dump some water on those bridges and they'll mend.
I agree 100%. But look, I mean, he was offered a significant payday, like an unbelievable payday, and he turned it down because he said he wanted these other things for fighters, which he may have. But at the end of the day, he's a professional athlete, and he has to do his thing and make his money and go out there and fight. Because look, as you get older, and the fight game's the hardest game in the world to get old in, right? And as you get older and climb up that ladder, it's hard to compete when you stay inactive for so long.
Right.
What is the thing like you look for from the guys who do come over for the UFC? Like I got Luke Rockhold, Mike Perry. They come in there. Luke's a former champion. What are they looking for from you? Is it just like is it an extension? Is it looking for more sponsorship? Like when you try and negotiate with these guys, what are the things they are most looking for when they come to you?
I mean, we pay very, very aggressively for the big names. We're doing that. We're giving them sponsorship. We're giving them an opportunity to really catapult. People, it's funny because Chael Sonnen did something, and he said that look, if Luke Rockhold fought Mike Perry in Bellator or PFL, nobody would care. But then he's fighting him in bare knuckle. Everybody's eyes are open, like, wow, this is crazy. So I think that their namesake and the notoriety really, really spikes when they fight bare knuckle because of the wow factor.
Before we get you out of here, David, you guys go check out BKFC 38. It's coming up on Friday at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Get your tickets at bareknuckle.tv. You guys can watch it there as well. Should be a hell of a show. I saw Luis Palomino was throwing out the first pitch of the Marlins game this week. And he's one of, I think, your great success stories, David, because like this guy's now almost coming up on 3 years as champ. What an incredible thing that this guy has had this long reign. Do you think he's ever going to drop the belt? Like when is somebody going to catch up to this guy?
The next fight's a really, really tough fight. He's going to Las Cruces, New Mexico, to fight two-time world champion who beat Miguel Cotto and had a war against Canelo Alvarez, Austin Trout. So he's going to fight Austin Trout in Austin Trout's hometown. So that's going to be a tough one for him. If he gets by that, I'm probably going to say, Brendan, man, I really don't know who's going to beat him. But he learned bare knuckle very, very well. He's a great company guy. You know, he talks good about the sport. He talks good about everything we're doing. He convinces other guys to fight here. So he's a great champion for us. And, you know, we love working with Luis, and it was awesome. I called him up though yesterday, probably an hour before he threw the pitch, and I said, "If you dribble that ball in the home plate, I'm stripping you your titles."
That's probably why I went high. I saw on the video. That's probably why I went with that way. So it was probably good advice from you,
David. For a novice, you know, I know a lot about it, but not like you guys. What is the one skill that a bare knuckles guy would have that you might not find in, say, boxing or MMA or UFC or any of the other leagues? There has to be a skill that enables him to be successful in bare knuckles. What is it?
You know, it's really a scientific sport. Like we call boxing the sweet science, and in a lot of my interviews, I call it the sweetest science because you have to pick your shots. You have to really be able to be calculated and find where those shots can land without being reckless and taking a chance of breaking your hand or taking a chance of getting an injury. So I think you really got to be able to think very, very well, and obviously you just got to be a really tough dude. Like this isn't for everybody. It's not for everybody. I mean, I don't care if you're a former boxing world champion or a former, UFC world champion. It's not for everybody. It's different when you get hit with those bare knuckles. So, I think between those two, you got to be really smart and you have to be really tough.
David, appreciate the time, man. Good luck with the event on Friday.
Awesome, guys.
Thanks, David.
There you go. David Feldman, president of BKFC.
Like when we go and watch it, like unlike the other sports in the fight game, you ain't just throwing fists willy-nilly, right? You careful.
Yeah.
And so it has to be some kind of
as
even more of a plan or a skill set to be able to pick your punches carefully, because you could break your hand.
Listen, as a journalist and a former member of the bare knuckle voting association, I will say, listen, experience matters. It does. Like, you don't think anytime, if you told me Luke Rockhold, Mike Perry, I'm like, oh, who has experience in bare knuckle? Oh, Mike Perry does. I think I'll probably smoke Luke Rockhold next week. You do have to be in there because it is a little different. It just is, and it's it's kind of like a calculated aggression, because you can't be you can't stay back the whole time and box. Because it's not boxing. You can go in the clench and hit shots like that. So, what can you say? But listen,
But I think a lot of people associate bare knuckles with blood and it's just
Oh, it can get bloody because the cuts are bad. The cuts are bad. It's not the concussions; it's the cuts.
Right.
That's the thing that because it's just bone. It's skin and bone. That certainly is a thing. If Nate Diaz ever went there, forget it. Gushers.
Oh my goodness, the first glance, he's bleeding.
Take a break. Final hour of the show. We got Damages Done coming up. We'll get back into the Heat as they have just been on the practice floor. We'll be back with more for this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. Take you up till 2 o'clock. Got a little damages done coming up later on this hour. Thanks again to David Feldman for joining the show. I just can't. Marcus and I were talking about this during the break. I can't believe somebody just says, "I don't want you in my town." Get out!
Even with a contract.
I know.
Even with the mayor's blessings,
I don't want you in my town.
He said, "Not in my city."
Out of my city. It's like
I mean,
the Wild West.
Shouldn't you have that conversation when you signed the contract?
Listen, I like that city a lot. It was, I like Delray Beach, but like, there's some
why?
There's willy-nilly stuff that goes on in there.
I'm gonna tell you how that happens. Because when they sign the contract, everybody just look at the money.
Yeah.
Right. But
if you're gonna allow boxing, you're not gonna allow bare knuckle. It's just such a weird thing.
It's a stigma that comes with
It's a stigma.
bare knuckle, and I'm telling you, we've been to one, and they're a little reluctant to punch.
Yeah,
they don't just go in there like boxing, jab, jab, jab. No, they're dancing around trying to figure out, how am I going to punch this dude without breaking my hand?
No, I get it. Like, look, it's not like it was with like Dogfight back in the day with Dada 5000 or Kimbo, where they're like putting up the tarps on their fence in Perrine. And
right.
I know it's crazy that stuff is now mainstream, but it is. Like, it's like, my thing is, like, if it's gonna be at the Hard Rock, if it's good enough for the Hard Rock, it's not good enough for your tennis center. That's strange.
That's just it. But like, that just seems 100% ridiculous, and it just cost the city money.
Yep.
Because I gotta tell you under contract, you can't, like, that's a big no-no.
Get some headlines here, brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Speaking of fighting, it is Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia week. Apparently, they were on an Instagram live yesterday, and they are putting forth, this has become a new thing, the winner take all bet, which is like the move you pull because it's like, hey, prove you really have faith in beating me. Bet your entire purse. I don't think it's going to happen. No one's giving up millions of dollars if they lose. Why
would you want the other guy to do that?
I don't know.
Because here's the alternative. Say each, and I'm just using this as an example. Say each boxer gets $3 million, right? The loser is going to make $1 million his next fight. The winner may make $4 million. So isn't that not equivalent to the same thing?
I just think it's like, hey, we already know these guys are tough. It's become like this thing. I don't know if it's like the Jake Paulness, because Jake Paul did this with Tommy Fury or whatnot, but like, we know you guys.
Tommy Fury won the whole purse.
No, they didn't. Well, it's one of those things where like they apparently agreed to it, but there was never a contract. And John Fury, his father, was like, "I want you to pay. Be a man of your word." And I'm like, "It's Jake Paul. You think Jake Paul is going to be a man of his word?" Like,
oh no, and it's tough. It's tough because here's what I would say about Jake Paul. If you like him or don't like him, he has gone out of his way to get a lot of fighters paid.
Yeah, that's fine. But then, like, he's going to get fighters paid, but then he wants them to bet their entire purse, like, to show that you have faith in Dolphins. Be like, nah, I'd be like, nah, I'll keep my purse, and then, I think kicking your ass will be enough. But Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia are doing a winner. You guys are prize fighters. Go fight for your prize.
What do you think they're getting each?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. I haven't even seen like what the numbers are or who's throwing it out. If I had to guess, I'd say like 15 million for Gervonta, like half that for Ryan, something like that.
Oh, so it's that much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a monster pay-per-view. It'll be a big success.
You said the odds were crazy, right? That they were like predicting a knockout
I thought the odds are like really crazy in predicting a knockout, and I was like, I saw this weekend, and I think it was like 7-1 Gervonta by decision, and I was like, I think I'm all over that because I don't feel like there's going to be a knockout, and I think that they're just giving you insane value on. It's already going down. It was 7-1. Now I'm seeing it's plus 550. So I think a lot of people probably saw that.
5.5 to 1.
Yeah, 5.5 to 1. Because like this weekend, it was plus 700. I was like, what? That's crazy. These are good fighters. A lot of the times it doesn't end in a knockout.
I'm really interested to see how Ryan Garcia does. He's been like a TikTok sensation.
You aren't sold by him. You were calling him a pretty boy fake yesterday.
Yeah, he does. Well,
I think you called him a bum.
I don't think I said that.
I think that's what you said. You said, "Oh, he's only
harsh.
good on Instagram or something like that."
Well, I mean, kinda. I did say that he was an Instagram celebrity more than a boxer, but I didn't say a bum.
He has that thing where it's like it's cooler to watch him work out than it is to fight. Almost like he's a fun fighter to watch, but it's like Floyd. It was almost more entertaining to watch Floyd hit the mitts not looking than it was watching Floyd fight sometimes.
Yeah, it's a spectacle.
Right. But you also called him a bum.
Well,
I think you did. I'm pretty sure you did.
I mean, he called him a TikTok fighter.
Yeah, you call him a TikTok fighter.
Okay.
You pretty much agreed with him by saying, "Oh, it's almost more impressive to watch him hit the pads than fight."
It is impressive to watch him hit that Cobra bag. It is. I'm not gonna like.
Is that the one that fights back?
Yeah.
Leroy said he got knocked out by that.
Oh, dude, I would hit that bag, and that bag would hit me back, and I'd get the hell up out of there. I could hurt. Huh? Have you hit it, Tobin?
Yeah, it didn't go well. I'm gonna go stick to the heavy bag over here.
Even that thing with the
the speed bag.
Yeah, that's hard too, though, and it's like
No,
not
it's
even
timing. It's just timing.
Can't do that.
When's the last time? It's like
We had a speed bag at the football facility in Cleveland.
Did you really?
Wow.
Yeah, we used to hit it.
I saw at the Panther facility they do have a heavy bag. Ow. I think it's for Radko Gudas and only for Radko Gudas.
Well, at least they have fights in their sport, so Radko's over there like got to get ready for the next.
Yeah, working on his grappling on the big heavy
Walk
bag.
by in the hockey gym. Oh, they actually have a heavy bag, but you got to hit it with no gloves. You got to.
When was the last time you went to the gym and worked out? I'm talking about to a fighting gym.
It's been a little bit. Honestly, since we moved to this shift, I can't because I used to go after the morning, and now it's like because there was open gym. Now it's like I gotta wait all night, and there's no real boxing gym right by where I live.
Okay.
But there's the one that is I think the nicest one I've been to is the one in Delray that these guys in BKFC are doing. That's
is the UFC one in Pembroke Pines?
There's a bunch of UFC ones down here, but yeah, that's the one. It looks
nice. I drive by there. It looks nice. It's pretty big.
Dade South says Tobin is like a Cobra bag when you try and box him in. That's right. Just springing all over the place.
Dude, let me tell you something. We should get video of us on the Cobra bag just to embarrass ourselves.
I'm for it.
I'm telling you, I had to put my mouthpiece in and my helmet on because I know that thing's gonna hit me in the face.
I'll film it for you guys.
Speaking of big hits yesterday, Jorge Soler. Marlins, let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. Look at that. I saw a Raptor on the road yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. White one. Looked just like my little mini truck.
Here was Bally Sports Florida yesterday. Paul Severino on the call. Jorge Soler pinch hit 2-run homer to give the Fish the win.
Soler, center field, way back, it's gone! A pinch hit home run for Jorge Soler, and the Marlins take the lead.
That's pretty amazing because guess what? Over the years in Lone Depot Park, we have talked about how big the park still is, how deep it is to center field. So when he hit that ball, even Paul was like, "Oh,
You have to give it a ride, dude. You do.
Yeah.
You have to give it a ride." But he did. He did. That's 2 out of 3 games with some pinch hit heroics because you had Luis Ariz on Saturday.
You don't even have to put the pinch part in front of it.
Just
I'm just
hits.
glad the Marlins have hits.
Yep. Yep, I'm with you. It's been a nice start. Marlins 9-8, back at it tonight at 6:40. We'll swing things on over to the Heat. They take on the Milwaukee Bucks tomorrow in Game 2. 15 minutes of Heat is next. Bum. All right, 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock. Got Damages Done, my friend, coming up later on. Thanks again to Amy Audibert for joining the show earlier. She was fantastic, breaking all things down. All
Smiley, she is a happy person, right?
Yes. I think she's had a great first year on the broadcast.
I was getting ready to say, it's her and Jax together.
Yep.
Their personalities just kind of
Agreed. She's been great. She's been fantastic. You guys can watch tomorrow on Bally Sports Sun, Heat and Bucks game 2, 9 o'clock, late tip off tomorrow. So get your snoozies in.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
Get my what?
Snoozies.
Here's what's crazy. I did not know that Niagara Falls was a place.
Canada?
Yeah.
Like it's an actual town. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I thought it was just
Okay. I thought it was.
You thought it was just like a landmark, right?
Yeah.
A waterfall?
Yeah, like is Amy like, from Aquaman? She related to me?
She actually emerged from the falls. Yeah.
Have you ever been in Niagara Falls, Leroy? I've never been.
No.
I've always wanted to go. I've never gone.
I have no interest.
Wow. I think we drove. If I'm not mistaken, I think we drove by there because when you go to Canada, it's easier to fly into upstate New York and rent a car and drive it than it is to go through customs in Canada.
Well, that's true. And then, unless it's got that crazy weather. But don't tell Buffalo about the sun because then they'll be like, oh, sun. Oh, too hot. It's too hot. Oh.
All the Bills fans
What is wrong with y'all?
What? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with them?
You know what?
Just realizing it's hot down here.
Just take your L and keep it moving. That's what you tell Buffalo.
The NBA has a poll that has come out, a bunch of polls that have come out apparently. And some of these are like weird. Like they have most overrated player, but they only got 54 votes on the entire thing. So it's not a huge sample size. But Trae Young obviously won.
What?
Yeah, 14%.
Over Marcus Smart, huh?
Yes, over Marcus Smart.
Wow.
Jimmy Butler was
what? Tell me.
Jimmy
What?
Butler was it? He's 4th. He's tied with Rudy Gobert at
What?
5.6.
Wow.
You realize like 54 votes, 5.6% of what is that? 3 votes?
That's 3 votes.
That's
yeah.
3 people?
Okay.
And 2 of them might be Trae Young.
That's right. Same thing. Like it goes best defender, 98 votes. Drew Holiday, overwhelming on the poll. Lou Dort.
Who?
Then other Lou Dort. Lugens Dort.
Is he related to Joe Dirt?
No, that's spelled differently.
Oh.
Bam Adebayo, by the way, had more votes than reigning Depoy Jaren Jackson Jr., or as I like to refer to him as flavor of the month.
Fraud.
So he was announced as the winner already this year? No.
Yeah, he was announced yesterday.
Okay.
But this is the thing that's going viral right now.
Oh boy.
Greatest player of all time. Now, we obviously know the top 2. LeBron, Jordan number 1, 58%. LeBron 33. Kobe, he's number 3 at 6.8. 1 vote for Bill Russell and 1 vote for Tracy McGrady.
What?
Yup.
What?
Tracy McGrady got a GOAT vote.
Wow. I mean, he's a talent, but a GOAT?
GOAT vote, dude.
I don't know, dude.
Shaq should have got one over him.
For sure. Was Tracy McGrady voting? We have to know this.
No, it's active players. It's active player. There's an active player in this league that voted for T-Mac.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Probably was his cousin or something.
I think it was like an Orlando Magic fan.
Yeah, could be. Well, no, it's players.
Austin Rivers? Doesn't he say that? Didn't he say Orlando's his town?
Yeah, Trevor thinks that someone on the Orlando Magic voted, but I don't think anyone on the Orlando Magic
Like
was
you think
alive.
like Franz Wagner just had to like
this has his name
give
written
some
all
respect
over it.
to the Magic goat.
Do they not even know that that's where Shaq started?
They may not. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but
I mean, Shaq did get him to the finals, didn't he?
He did.
everyone
he did.
knows Shaq though.
I get you. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. That's why it's so weird.
So shocking.
You find it hard it's hard to root for Shaq as best of anything with the way his career ended, being out of shape and stuff like that.
No, I don't. I think that like he was. It's weird. Like everybody kind of like graded him on a curve, but like look how hard it is for Zion. Everybody's at the same. You know, I know Zion's not 7'2", but like you think physical force if he could just stay healthy. The guy can't stay on the court.
Right.
But Shaq before he did it, at least he racked up 4 rings.
Right.
Crazy to me. By the way, Shaq agreed with me.
What?
With Draymond Green.
No, he didn't.
Swear to God. Swear to
What
God.
did
Here's
he say?
TNT last night.
Sit up here and be a hypocrite. I did the same thing. I really would. Don't be grabbing me because what am I going to do? Like if I stay there and just try to run forward, I'll fall. You got to get them up off you. And if you're up off you and you're in the way, you might get stomped on. Was it a dirty play? Of course it was a dirty play.
But then just say that and leave it alone.
Well, hey, if you don't grab me, this won't happen.
You can't go, hey, man, you can't go around.
That's true. If he never grabbed him, that wouldn't happen. I would agree with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do agree with
one
that.
Bad
You can't
play,
stomp on
one
somebody.
bad play begets another bad play. That's
like,
it. Well, don't grab me.
But if I grab you and you hit me with a chair, it's like a
chair.
It's
pretty
I'm not saying
simple.
that he shouldn't like get him off.
Okay, well,
But it was a little excessive.
Hold on. Would you like to get on the floor and show me the options when somebody grabs you?
No, I'm not gonna
Just move away.
Move away how?
Just walk.
All right, lay on the floor and grab Michael.
No,
You got a bad hip.
No.
This is not a time.
Why don't you
for
lay
to
on the
do
floor and
a
I'll see if
demo.
I can stomp on you.
All right, come on. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it right now.
Anyway,
I'm gonna stomp
What
on
else
your
is he
face.
supposed
I
to
can't
do?
hurt that thing.
He didn't have to do what he's doing. It was excessive. He could have.
Just give me the options of what he's supposed to do.
Come on, man. You know,
Just give me
Shaq,
one or two.
you know what he could have done.
Just give me
He
one or
could
two options.
have. He could have
done.
brought attention to the fact that he was grabbing his
this is an easy one.
I
It's an
actually
easy
love.
one.
Hey, I
bet you won't grab this angle
hey,
no more.
Hey, Shaq,
No, he's not.
I love what Woj says he stepped on him. No, he stomped on him. He didn't step on him, Woj. He stomped on him.
Man.
He's
But you know what makes it funny? Because I've had these conversations in a locker room, right? And we just take like life situations and put ourselves in the and try to tell people what we would do, right? And so Shaq is saying, I would have did the same thing. And no, he wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have.
Might have.
But no, come on, you can't, dude.
I think my favorite.
He stomp jumped on him. Just
I
get
think my
out of
favorite.
there.
I think my favorite part of the clip is Ernie just telling Shaq, "No, Shaq, you just had your hip done."
Right, you got a bad hip.
He's not allowing Shaquille O'Neal's antics because he's worried about his hip.
No more shenanigans.
Shaq, no. Guy has to be a parent to Shaquille O'Neal.
But did they ever
It's him
demonstrate?
and Chuck, because if one of them isn't there, they don't have this.
Nope. It's the two of them together. All right, lay down. I'll stop on you. No.
Hey, my favorite one is when Shaq got mad at the order.
They skipped him.
Yeah, it's supposed to go 1, 2, 3. and while he's serious as hell, they laughing at him. Oh
man. So the Heat, they got to obviously figure out what's going to go on with Tyler Herro.
Nothing.
And bounce back.
What do you
No,
mean
I mean,
what's
like, what are they
going
going
on
to
with
do?
Tyler Herro? Nothing.
No, he'll be back for the finals.
Okay.
That's
That's what I'm saying. If they got to figure out for tomorrow. I'm talking about for tomorrow. Nothing.
I don't know.
They gotta
Andy brought
figure
up
out
Vic.
who's gonna play.
You
Who
had to
would
like
you
that.
play? Caleb?
I think I'd start Kevin Love.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'd start Kevin Love. I like what he
Dust
brought
off-
to the table.
Dust off some Vic.
They're a little bit of a bigger team.
Dust
You
off
know?
some Vic.
I think Vic will get minutes. I just wouldn't start him.
Okay.
Vic
You
will
got
play
Kyle coming off the bench. You got
because it's gonna be either this. It's like I think they'll start. There's three ways he can go. He's either gonna start Duncan Robinson just to keep the rotation the same.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Or he's gonna start Caleb or Kevin, and then Vic will play whatever those minutes are.
Okay.
That's the way I think it'll go. That's who and then no Duncan Robinson.
Really?
But Spo does love doing that whole put a guy into the starting lineup to not mess, but it's the playoffs, a little different. That's usually regular season rules.
Is this the only team where, they say they shrink the rotation, and you really, if I told you Spo had to shrink the rotation, you wouldn't know which way to go with the top 10 guys?
I'm not following you. What do you mean?
I'm saying that, okay, so normally during the course of a season, you might play 10 guys during the season, during the course of a season or a game or whatever. You have a 10-man rotation. Usually in the playoffs, it shrinks. But where the Heat have been all year, which 7 or 8 guys would you shrink it to? You could always pick the wrong guy of those other 5.
When Tyler was starting, the guys he shrunk it to basically were Kevin, Caleb, and Kyle. Those were his 3.
Right.
3 guys off the bench. Like Duncan played, but Duncan only played because Tyler got hurt.
Right.
So now that Tyler's gone, it's either going to be Duncan's going to start in his place and they'll stick with those 3, or he's going to put one of those 2 in, and then then it's a little bit of a wild card, like who's going to get the bench minutes.
Right.
It could be
seems like a far more complicated issue than they need to have, but because they've had so few games where everybody's been healthy, you can make a wrong decision.
It
And
could
not
also
pick
just
a hot guy.
I think it could also depend on how the game is going. But I think mostly, I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I feel like he might just start Duncan and then just keep his rotation the same. Like just keep Duncan out there.
I want Vic.
I know you want Vic. I just feel like they're just going to want that shooting threat. That's why.
Vic's not a shooting threat?
He's a flip of a coin threat,
So's
Sometimes
everybody else lately.
I get you, but no, Vic. Listen, dude, we've seen a lot of 0 for 8s from Vic from 3 too.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, ceiling wise, yeah, he's definitely the most talented player.
But if he's not making shots, he can still help you. Can you say that about the other guys?
I don't think. No, you're not gonna say that about Duncan,
Right.
for sure. If the competition is between them,
Right. That's what I'm saying.
no, I get you.
All right.
Dade South says Leroy is wild Vic Coyote. He loves Victor Oladipo.
From day one, dude.
That's his guy. That's
Even
his
when
guy.
he was at Indiana. I can't explain it. I just like his demeanor, how hard he plays, and then I like a good bounce back story. So
It's literally what happened to him last. It's literally what happened to him last year in the playoffs with Kyle getting hurt.
Right.
He was not a factor. He was not in the rotation. Kyle got hurt. Vic got minutes. They trusted him defensively. So what you're saying literally did happen last year. I'm not ruling it out.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
I'm not ruling it out. I really I don't know which way he's going to go. There's a lot of options. All I know is Bucks are shook, dude. They're shook. They know. They came in on that first game on their high horse, and they got hit in the snot box. They don't even know what hit them, dude.
Boom.
I tell them what hit them.
Tell them.
Playoff Jimmy hit him. That's what hit him. I tell you what hit him.
What else?
Bam Adebayo's jumper. That's what hit him, dude. Kevin Love's charges. Got hit. That's what hit him.
I still can't believe that they let Bam catch the ball on the foul line and let him go.
Yeah.
That was a terrible game plan. That's his sweet spot.
It was exactly they were thinking this guy's the same guy from 2 years ago. Prove it to us. All right, good luck.
I mean, they played a lot of games since then, dude.
Nah, I see what it is. I know what they're trying to do. Budenholzer.
More like Bummenholzer.
Jeez.
I'll take my -1.
Yeah, that was terrible.
-1.
Even the smirk of Marcos couldn't save you.
I was waiting. I was like, well, how is he going to turn Budenholzer into something?
Play a little damage is done, my friend. Coming up next.
The results are in. Weekday
60. The Hockman and Crowder show follows us today. You can watch the boys on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube. When are you guys going live, dude? We're very busy. All right, they're very busy, but you guys can still watch the clips. Hockman and Crowder. Go subscribe to us on YouTube, Miami 560 WQAM. And if you missed any of today's show, you go back and watch the whole thing or get it on the Tobin and Leroy podcast. All that going on. Let's get the Damage is Done, our favorite Tuesday game. And you guys see the story? You guys remember Anthony Bass?
I do remember Anthony
Marlins
Bass.
reliever. Not quite Heath Bell sucked, but he was not good. So he has caused quite the international firestorm because of this tweet that he had sent out, where he was very upset with United Airlines because apparently a flight attendant had told his pregnant wife to pick up the popcorn after his toddlers. They were flying somewhere, and the toddlers had caused a bit of a mess.
All right, that
I wouldn't
happens.
call it a huge mess. But there was
Wait, I feel like I just read something about this. Wasn't it Jessie Decker, whatever her name is?
I just found that out too, J-Fig. I had no idea. Apparently, Anthony Bass's wife is related to Jesse James Decker. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Is that true? Wow.
Local.
Huh. There's a lot of ties to Anthony Bass. All I remember of him, terrible Marlin. That's all I remembered from him.
Okay.
Oh, and I'll tell you one thing about him.
Yeah.
Got very sassy on Twitter.
Wow.
Oh,
I can see,
man.
apparently.
If Fish Stripes had anything to say about him on Twitter, woo, he was firing back.
Wow.
Like I said, not quite Heath Bell level, but it was a thing. So a lot of people got very mad at Anthony Bass because in this situation, people were like, hey, pick up after your kids on travel. Like them's the rules. They're not your maid service. Apparently, flight crews dealing with a lot of shortages right now and crew and all this stuff. But, people are also saying, pregnant woman, have a little sympathy for her. So I don't know. Anthony Bass is trying to do damage control. Most people are coming at him and saying, oh, not being able to clean up your own mess, kind of like your career out of the bullpen. Yikes. They are kind of owning him, which,
It's funny because they're also saying that about her.
Yeah,
They're saying that for her to stay relevant and to stay relevant, she's basically getting involved in this whole situation.
Are you talking about
better
Jesse
than her
James
music?
Decker?
Yes, because then it's better than her career. It's what they're saying.
Yeah, I don't really know. I remember her being married to Eric Decker.
She's still married to him.
There's one song that's like pretty popular, right?
Yeah.
I don't, but yeah, she's no Miranda Lambert.
No.
She's not of that ilk. And
true.
so Anthony Bass, he tried, but I gotta say, damage is done, my friend. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Look, I going to customer service complaints on Twitter is a very popular thing. It's a dicey game because I don't feel like it normally works out for you. A lot of people have jobs they don't like, and they certainly don't like dealing with you. Good thing Leroy's not here for this segment. So I gotta say to Anthony Bass, I would have tread lightly and not brought that one to social media. That's just me. But you know what? You keep lobbing up complaints just like you lob up meatballs.
You go, boy. Actually, okay. So as a new parent that I'm about to be, I do have questions on this. Where do you draw the line? A couple pieces you let go? Because I feel like before becoming a parent, I'm like, oh no, you got to clean everything up.
Right.
But I'm sure as you become a parent, you understand there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, if your kid makes a mess, I feel like you should probably clean it up. What's funny enough? I've never taken my kids on a flight. We've only done road trips.
All right.
So I don't have experience with flying with kids. But I will say, at a restaurant, if my kid ever makes a mess at a restaurant, my son spills on, dude, I am up right away trying to do it again. Now, a lot of places are very nice, and they'll say, don't worry about that. We'll handle that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do feel if my kid makes a mess, I feel an obligation to act like I care and clean it up. Now, the other side of this, she is pregnant, 5 months pregnant.
That's what I was going to say. I think that's where you draw the line. Okay, normally a normal able-bodied parent, I'd say, Tobin, clean up that popcorn, all right? But a pregnant woman, I'd probably be like, next time I'll get you.
Have you what about with Tadpole Mama? Is she at 5 months?
Yeah,
she's almost ready
to pop.
at this point.
She's letting me know
but
every day.
5 months. So think back
Yeah.
Was it 4 months ago? Something like that.
Something like that.
What do you think the situation would have been?
Okay, so
if you would have had another tadpole,
Yeah.
but at this
Ooh,
current state,
Yeah,
would
just
you
throwing
have
stuff.
said, "Hey, flight attendant"?
Yeah. Okay, so I kind of feel for him. I understand he's getting roasted by the internet because he wasn't there. So now he's just getting a third-party story. He feels kind of helpless. I probably would have been angry as well. You know, seeing his past and that you mentioned he has been a bit snippy. I can understand why the internet is quick to roast him, but it's a tough situation.
I don't know if the internet. I don't know if I think he's probably more known now for this than he is of his pitching career. He's
100%,
he's a pretty, you know, bland reliever. You know, it's just like, you know, Anthony, who remembers Anthony Bass on the Marlins? Yeah,
Not
me
even a
neither.
little bit.
You know, he's not even of Reniel Pinto fame of infamy.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, I think I would have been upset. I think I also would have made an attempt to clean it up had I been the parents, but as a pregnant woman there, you just do what you got to do and just move on.
You know, if I was the flight attendant of Marcos, if that happened with his kid, I would have just yelled at Marcos, "Fix it! Like, dude, fix it!"
I would have been scrambling to pick up the popcorn.
J-Fig, what do you got for
All
damage?
nervous. So Coachella was also this weekend, guys.
Ooh, did you go?
No, obviously not.
all right.
So they were actually fined $117,000
Wow.
for breaking
Okay.
curfew.
Whoa.
All 3 days.
Wow.
Wait, what do you mean?
So basically every festival has a curfew due to the location that you're at. And if you violate the curfew, you have to pay. And so they went over by 25 minutes on Friday, 22 minutes on Saturday, and 25 minutes on Sunday. With the contract, it has a daily fine for $20,000 for the
Jeez.
first 5 minutes past curfew, with another $1,000 for every minute after.
Yeah, they literally just put that in there so they can. Like, you really, what is the difference if a show runs over 25 minutes or what? Like, they want you to run over.
Especially like a
No,
Coachella,
there's
you know? It's not like
there's areas where you're not allowed. Like, let's say Fort Lauderdale Beach for
Mhm.
Tortuga, I believe it's 11.
Yeah, but Fort Lauderdale Beach would be happy if they ran over because then they get more money.
Okay, they would, but not the grounds of where it's located. Like they have it's just also like noise complaints and stuff like that. I don't know all the rules, but that's how it works, guys. But you know what?
Are they trying to fight it, J-Fig? Why is the damage done?
I think so, but the damage is also done because I guess they're trying to find some sort of way to, I guess,
Fix the curfews.
not fix it, but just like fix
Fix it, dude. Fix the
curfews.
Marcos.
just fix all of this by trying to charge you more on other things like food.
Oh, so now they're affecting ticket prices because
Ticket prices
wrap their
and
soul up.
concession stands.
Well,
So
listen,
there is
I would say if you're Coachella, like you need to be able to say, look, I got some crazy artists here. Who knows who's gonna do what? Like,
Yeah.
I think you got to pay for some overtime on the front end. You got to say curfew, schmurfew.
Right. That's what I always say.
Pay for some extra time.
well,
Yeah, don't charge me more tickets, Coachella.
Well, apparently there was a girl who went viral and she said that she got 2 coffees and a burrito. And you guys want to know how much that cost in total?
Yes, because at the
2
Masters,
coffees and a burrito at Coachella.
$15. 2
2
coffees? No. 2 coffees. I'll say $20.
In total?
$50?
$50.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
It was about $70.
$70?
Isn't that crazy?
Did you get extra meat though?
I don't think so. I don't know.
No,
I don't have the picture of that.
Get extra
That
meat,
changes
you
the
know.
equation.
I just have the picture of the coffee. Isn't that ridiculous though?
Yeah, but you want to know something?
What?
They're hippies. They could. They could.
Okay.
They got it going on.
I'm sure you'd be complaining if that happened to you here.
Where? You mean like in the building?
No, like in Tortuga. Although we do complain about it in the building. So
They do charge a lot. They do charge a lot for the food downstairs. That's true.
It's quite a bit.
But I didn't know. I only went to the Tortuga pre-party. And I thought it was okay. I mean, first of all, they did. I will say, like Amy Freeman hooked it up with the drink tickets, so I was in a good spot. But even before that, I didn't. Even before that, I didn't find the drink prices outrageous. I thought that was pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
but I also didn't get a burrito, so there's that
with extra meat, possibly.
Marcos, what do you got for damage, dude?
My damage, I'd like to give credit to Trevor, who's actually sticking with us in the booth. He brought to my attention something that I think reaches a new low in sports. And again, another reason we're glad Leroy isn't here, because I know he'd blow a gasket to this. The 7-6 Arkansas Razorbacks football team. Heard of them?
Yeah.
Well, they proudly unveiled their Liberty Bowl rings.
Oh, no.
A ring for winning the Liberty Bowl.
What? Get out of here.
7-6 Arkansas.
What do those rings look like? Let me see them. You
Uh,
got a big. I'll look it up. Let me see.
it's a video. I don't know. Can we post those? I'm not sure, but I can do the other thing where I film it kind of vibe. But anyway, for a Liberty Bowl 7-6, it's not deserved of any sort of ring, let alone a ring pop. I don't know, a mood ring. I wouldn't even take a mood ring for going 7-6. The Liberty Bowl.
I mean, they're really nice rings.
Well, how? Why? And 7-6? You can't celebrate 7.
They actually, I'll tell you what the funny thing is. They tweet out the video, the tweet, JFig. It just says icy.
It does.
Like, for the Liberty Bowl, you can't tweet out icy for the Liberty
dude.
Bowl.
It's the Liberty Bowl.
But I think it's a good. I mean, objectively, it's a good looking ring. But here's the problem: you wear that ring, and then somebody's like, "Oh, what happened? You won the national championship?"
Yeah.
No, it's for the Liberty Bowl.
The Liberty Bowl, dude. That is rough, man.
Wow,
That is rough.
That is a good one. Good job, boys. All right, everybody. That is our show for today. If you missed any of it, you missed Amy
boys.
Audibert and ladies. Well, I meant for theirs in particular, JFig, and that
Yeah.
choice. I wasn't dismissing yours. I already told you good job on yours.
We're a team.
I remember that look. Gave it to Washington.
Right before the end.
All I did was forget to give her credit. And that was the end.
That was the end.
That was the end.
If you missed any of today's show, you guys can go back and watch it on our YouTube page, Miami 560 WQM. You could also go back and watch it on our Twitch page. Surprisingly, that handle is also Miami 560 WQAM. So there is where you can go watch the show. You can also go listen to it on the Odyssey app and the Tobin and Leroy podcast on all your podcast platforms. We'll talk to you guys on a Game 2 day for both teams, Panthers and Heat, tomorrow.
Ranger Smith featuring Runaway this June for your chance to enter to win tickets.
June?
June?
That sounds far.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like, before you know it, June will be here, dude. Maybe the band is called Runaway June.
Okay.
Words means words.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.